Who is echoing?
Have you thought about building sports mods? Are there any sports mod types? I was building an apartment over here.
Yo, it is so echoey. Hang on. It is so echoey. Knock, you gotta. Hang on. Hey. Yo. Anyone else like getting echoey when you watch the stream?
You have mute the stream.
Okay. Dude, you're
Aspen.
so...
Oh, it should not have.
No,
No,
it's just you echoing.
Yeah.
Doc.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, I can show you this. So, if you want to talk about how someone else in the next group or something is to play, I can pull that up. I think you guys have seen the band scene already. Otherwise, yeah. Then we'll probably, when we're talking about rosters, we'll probably pull up each one individually like this. So, and then I have this one. If you want to talk about like, oh, I think they're off rolling, I can pull up this one because that shows all their eligible rosters. So.
I think your
It's
stream's
not
working.
changing. Yeah, it's not changing. It's just delayed.
Still loading.
Yeah, for me too.
Did Mark's internet go?
Yeah, maybe cut.
But Yuki, you got that play-by-play, yeah?
I was about to do some color, bro. That's some deep analysis, bro.
Yes, can't be a BPL stream without some tech issue.
True.
I feel like this always happens.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, you're on the roster now.
Okay. For some reason, this Discord died. That was weird. Yeah. So this one shows previous teams and eligible rosters and stuff. So that's useful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll just probably throw it in, and observe, and zone out. So.
Yep.
Feel free to ping me or DM me. I'll figure it out. So.
Yeah, we'll do.
We can go in sooner if you want. Otherwise, we'll probably just wait till top of the hour and then go. And then I'll start inviting teams then, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we really remember.
I mean, we're not live.
Yeah. Might as well, I guess.
Let that just okay.
Illuminated.
I know I'm a fool. Here we go again. I think I might lose it. I try playing it cool, but you have your ways. You know what you do. I'm higher than I've ever been before. Then you let me down again. Close the door. Yeah, I'm such a fool. Here we go again. I think I might lose it. Now you're calling again. Sugarcoat everything, but it doesn't make it sweeter. We wake up in my bed. I forget what you did, but it doesn't make things easier. You're with my again. I believe in every word you say, baby. Now you're calling again. Sugarcoat everything, but the truth still tastes as bitter. But the truth still tastes as bitter.
I mean, look, we gotta watch Jake play Overwatch. That'd be great.
But the truth still
Yeah.
tastes as bitter. Now you're calling again. Sugarcoat everything, but it doesn't make it sweeter. We wake up in my bed. I
Jake,
forget
I
what
got
you
you.
did, but it doesn't make things
Just
easier.
more sort of matchup, yeah.
You're with my again. I believe in every word you say, baby. Now you're calling again. Sugarcoat everything, but the truth still tastes as bitter. We got nowhere to be. Just a slow dance with
I mean, Aurora aren't that bad, are they?
No, Aurora actually good.
World outside can't
It'll probably be,
wait.
it's just gonna be Aurora 2 hour if I do.
Cause right now
No,
we
here's
got
what this is for.
nothing else to do. The sun is peeking through the cotton white blinds. Your hands still tangled up in mine. Feet on the wall, your head on me.
I don't know anything about these teams that are currently playing this.
We got nowhere to be.
Not either, and I don't normally know. Well, I normally know most A League, but no one featured on Cypher. Like,
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
a bit.
I mean, in Lich match, I mean, I'll probably say it when we go live, but I very much favor, I very much favor Zephyr if it goes to distance. But I think on paper,
They both
I
got-
think
they both got
Arthur
rolled by you. They both got rolled
Yeah.
by you.
Yeah, I talk. I cast with Akioto on Halfburger.
Fortunately, I just don't think either of these are we going in?
Yeah, 30 seconds, 24, 20 seconds, blah, 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 words. On the timer's on the screen. That one, yeah.
I can kick us in if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, Bert.
10 seconds. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Right, two.
Good evening, BPL Nation. We are here tonight to bring you two very, very, very epic matches. One of which, as you can see below, Camp Halfburger versus Zephyr. I will be bringing this to you with you, Kano,
Hello, hello.
and Irrelevant.
Oh, relevant dead.
Awesome. Anyway,
No, relevant.
you know, what are your thoughts on these matches?
Well, for this match coming up, we're looking for a first map win for either of these teams. Obviously, along with a first game win. Both these teams struggling in their first week. Maybe see if we can see some improvements that they've maybe picked up through scrims or through some VOD reviews of their gameplay from last week. Interesting to note, actually, that they've both lost in a 2-0 fashion to Whoop Troop, which is your team, Moon. See which is the worst, the better of the teams that are worse than your team that lost today, lol. Yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Zephyr, I think, might have had a slightly. I mean, Zephyr losing to Primal Pineapple, who are at the top there, and Halfburger losing to Polaris, who are both also at the top. And I think this will be quite an even matchup. And I think, in my opinion, I think Zephyr maybe if they can go to a map 3, I think I favor Zephyr in this matchup. But I think Halfburger are definitely the favorites to win it in 2. I don't know about your opinion, Relevant or Yuki, if it's relevant to live now. But
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think both these teams have they're not. When I look at their rosters, neither team has really standout star players, in my opinion. So unlike what we've been seeing in B League and some A League games, where you've had the big people killing out the entire lobby, I think this match is going to really be decided by teamwork and team cohesion, which is actually nice to see because you sometimes don't see a lot of that. And I think it'll be a really interesting match to watch, actually.
I think I'm live now. There we go.
yeah.
Welcome back, Relevant.
Relevant, what are your thoughts on the Camp Halfburger roster?
I don't really know. This is my first season in BPL. I don't know many names, so I don't really have nothing to look at. I haven't really looked at any on the A League side, so this is all brand new to me. I'm gonna kind of just watch as I go and just color commentate with y'all.
I love watching it live.
I think some of the players here we definitely need to watch are going to be Victory on the hit scan, Akioto if they keep to the same rotation, who will be coming in map 2, Falcon on the tank as well, and Illuminus, who's the team captain as well.
Yeah, Illuminus, obviously a long-term player of BPL, picked up quite a lot of new players, quite a lot of players that have only played a couple events beforehand, and also some players that played none at all, and it's their first event. Which it's always a gamble picking up these players. You just SR draft them a lot of the time and just cross your fingers that they're as good as they say they are, or as good as they appear to be. Contrasting to Zephyr, in my opinion, is quite a lot of long-term players. Quite a lot of players who've played a lot of BPL before, so it's kind of a known quantity. I think every single one of the players on the Zephyr roster has played an event before. So I think when you're coming in to the season, I guess it's second week now, so things have evolved a bit more. But Zephyr's more of a known quantity, and Camp Halfburger, in my opinion, definitely more of a surprise, and whether they're going to be good or bad for the rest of the season at least.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Clockwise and Clap are part of a core that won SPCS Season 1 on the Freaker League. Obviously, Clockwise was on Command Society last season as well. Unfeatured, in my opinion, one of the better tanks in this season. And then Cypher, he's been around in BPL for a little bit, played on Fly Out West last season. Joined with a backline of Fake, who recently joined BPL. I believe this is their rookie season, and first joined the sort of community league season in KL4, where they were on Eternity. And then Zombies and Chewy, I believe this is also their first BPL season, but I believe both played in the Bounty Bash event.
Yeah, I think Chewy's played BPL for on Jingwei, the Jinx team. I think.
No, that was Casino League 4 as well.
Casino League. Yeah, sorry, I was reading it wrong.
Yeah, Relevant. Do you have any thoughts on the Zephyr roster?
No. I'm just all brand new scene to me. First season BPL. Anything A League is unknowing. So this is, again, I'm just gonna sit here, color commentate, kind of not do play stuff, but kind of see where things are and go from there.
Yeah.
I believe we're just waiting on teams to get ready in the lobby. Obviously, we're starting off on Hollywood here. Yuki, what do you see getting banned here?
Well, I've just seen a Winston ban by Camp Halfburger so far, so they're probably going to look to play. It's not a ban actually, because I'm not sure what they're going to go for here. I guess they maybe just don't have a Winston player and they're worried about unfeatured on Winston. You would be. But
Yeah.
maybe they're looking for more of a ground comp, maybe more of a brawly comp, and they just don't want Winston like picking off their back line, as well as having a strong Winston on the other side.
So if you're Zephyr here, how do you sort of react to like Winston ban? Obviously banning out whatever unfeatured spectator.
I think I
Don't
would
know.
expect like a hazard. I feel like if you're gonna ban Winston, the next pick would be like a hazard. I wouldn't say diva. I've seen more hazards. So I
Okay, the
think
break getting banned out there.
okay.
So what do you guys make of this ban set?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Hazard Mirror. This is sort of evolving to be a Hazard Mirror. I think Zephyr have gone. Well, you wanna play dive. You're gonna have to play like a very fast sort of dive. You're not gonna be maybe as comfortable as on a like an Ana Brig or a Brig Juno, or maybe even they're worried about like a diva pick coming out, which I don't think so because of the Winston ban. I think you'd ban Winston if you want to play diva, but maybe it's to protect diva even.
I mean, I think Halfberg are just banning that purely because of unfeatured, obviously that being one of their better heroes. But I think we could maybe, I don't think we know Clark rostered it yet, but obviously going into the Hollywood, we might see Cypher start and then play Diva, which is definitely something they can do here, which means they can play unfeatured for map 2 and then take the map 3 if it does go there. Obviously the Brig ban on the side of Zephyr is interesting. You might see them favouring a Lucio here, or even maybe potentially double flex for Fake and Chewy are both in, but Chewy, I believe they're a mixable player. But as you said here, Yuki, Hazard Mirror coming out.
Or flex on one side. It's gonna be quite an interesting matchup because double flex means a lot more healing, and I mean that Ana Juno is a bit strange because you won't have the Kiriko for the off angle, but you have a lot more frontline pressure. You obviously can play off your nades. You can also play off sleeps and a lot more healing output overall. However, on Camp Halfburger's side, you have the Lucio, so you're going to be looking for the pinches with the 3-2 splits with Lucio and Tracer. So it's sort of, can Zephyr kill the front line before Tracer and Lucio get on your back line? That's going to be the question here.
Yeah, honestly, irrelevant. They're now rolling out here. What do you think?
I do think with the Ana Juno, I mean, first good comp, but I mean, you're running a Genjit's one to run in with the hazard, and you only have one speed ring and no one to follow the speed after that. So without the Lucio, it's gonna be rough to take high ground and keep it. I think.
I mean, Unfeatured just takes this high ground really early here, and Falcon just falls after taking so much early poke, and now Clockwise just finds 2 early picks off the cleanup of Unfeatured damage, and I think this is just going to look like a very early cap for Zephyr here.
Very quick fight. Yeah, it's interesting what they tried to do. What Halfburger tried to do there. They tried to like cut Unfeatured off on the high ground, but what ended up happening is Unfeatured was just giving the back shots to Falcon, and so much damage came through that Camp Halfburger just exploded, and there's not really any resistance coming in from that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Camp Halfburger are going to get a touch here. Falcon is dropping really low, just gets melted immediately, and I think,
it's kind of
yeah,
just a waste. I mean, now,
Halfburger do just have to give it up.
I mean, you just have to kind of push them out here and try to get staggered. Yeah, it's just a waste of a touch. I mean, I get they had time, they had full team was there, but I mean, now they have high control. They have, going into the middle of second point with full control over, and can choose who goes where and how to control, pathing. I think it kind of just put Zephyr or Camp Halfburger on the back foot off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Zephyr just stick Clockwise and Cart here, which they are, and just have him sort of AOK Cart just all the way through, like, well, speaking of feature, just kill Luminous. Like, Zephyr just playing really well here, just playing with such a good tempo, just to disrupt Halfburger and not letting them do anything. And all this time, Clockwise is just pushing Cart. So, I mean, just look at this Cart progress, guy. It's like 4 minutes and we're already halfway through Hollywood B.
Yeah.
This goes back to what I was saying at the start. Zephyr are just playing to just walk through them, just keep walking, and Falcon's just having no fun at all because he's having 5 people shooting him the entire game, and my Kampfberger's Tracer and Lucia just aren't getting time to go on the off angle and put pressure on the backline, meaning that Falcon's just exploding every fight.
Nano is out here on turn featured. Falcon just dies immediately to fake. After some poke damage on featured, does go down deep here with the Nano. Doesn't find anything initially, but the combo with Clockwise doesn't allow them to find 2 onto Akio and Almin. And again, this is just brutal. This is just a stomp here for Refa going into Hollywood third probably. Victory's gonna try and get a touch, but I imagine they just get their recall forced, and
Yeah.
we might see a very unlucky second touch here, but yeah.
Yeah.
5
5
minutes
minutes
into Hollywood
last
third,
point.
guys. If you're Camp Halfberger, what do you need to do to stable here?
Well, I like what Illuminus has done. They've gone, you know what, this Lucia is not working, let's just mirror the Ana. So it's going to be a lot harder from features just to blitz through the front line now. I mean, if Illuminus does like that, it's going to be easier to
It doesn't matter.
But yeah, I mean, what it looks like here is it's just David versus Goliath, and David's not doing very well right now. just feature just walking through the team, killing everyone.
I think the
I mean, coming into
this.
I think the Tracer is trying to get value here, but coming into the fight, we have a blade here now, popped by Clockwise. Clockwise finds one onto Akioto, gets slept by Illuminus there, but Illuminus falls down to Churi. And this is just again a brutal wipe for Camp Halfberger, and Victory just locked alive. Going to be going to the high ground there just to try and find a touch, but with Ochi now, Ochi versus Ochi, and a Kyria here for Camp Halfberger to watch out here. How do they win this?
They've popped both their ults. That's their answer. We're gonna just press Q and wish for luck. And obviously a lovely pick for back here too. Yes. Just I guess just reset go next. I mean, obviously it slows Zephyr's momentum down, but we've still got 3.5 minutes, so you're not too unhappy. You force 2 ults, respond with none of your own, and just go next, and you now have 2 ults for free, and they have nothing to respond to it except the pulse bomb.
Yeah, I mean, Clap have their own now, can't be contested. I mean, Victory might be able to hit a stick here, but Fake does have this Nano, can save them. Ilu coming from the Nano of their own, Victory does look for the pulse whiff though. Nano onto Clap with the Ochi out. Just poking into Falcon, and Falcon just falls, so much damage out. Aki dropped low, Nano onto him in return. Aki does find one. It's an even fight here, but I think Camp Halfberger do have a respawn advantage here. Ult from unfeatured, does find one. Unfortunately, I think not enough here.
Yeah, respawn's come through, it's just too late. Akioto is really the hero of the story right now. He's, you know, back against the wall, refusing to die, refusing to let this full cap come through, and it's really what Zephyr Camp Halfberger needed. You know, if they capped, it's 3 minutes, and you know every game's winnable, of course, but you're going to be looking at that on your attack, and so worried. Feature's dead again. So
yeah, I mean,
Feature
just gets antied and dies. Goes a bit too deep there, a bit too early, and irrelevant. I mean, look, it's starting to turn around, isn't it?
It is, and I think mainly, you know, like I said, Akioto's starting to figure out his rhythm. He's starting to find, you know, picks. He's starting to find the poke damage Tank's giving out and taking advantage of it. I think they were playing too split beforehand. They didn't have target priority, and if they did, they probably all called out a different target and had no synergy. I think they're starting to figure out who to look for, and you still see a solo play. I mean, that's 2, 3.
Akioto kills 3 here in this fight. Great fight here for Halfberger just to keep stabling. But I mean, Refa here do have this blade now, close to the Ray and the Nano. You can imagine that Refa probably just want to try and build up this ult bank here, Yuki, and then sort of just rip it all at once to get this last 30 meters or so.
You really need one fight here.
So yeah.
One's gone off again.
Whiff from Victory onto the pole. Clockwise does pull the blade anyway, finds Akioto. Victory can't find anything. Downpour into the backline, unfeatured does one from Falcon rather.
It's still Zephyr still has advantage here.
Featured does find 2 in there. Falcon might find a trade here onto Clockwise. No, Clockwise very low, but can't find it. And now Halfberger are going to have to hope for some recall. Ray does come out from Chewy here, but they're splitting up from it. Clockwise might go low here. Clockwise doesn't die, and Clockwise finds 2!
Oh, wow.
Clockwise finds 3!
Oh my god.
Wow, that is a criminal fight for Zephyr, you have to say.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was looking bad. Clockwise pulled the blade and just killed one, lived on 1 health, and somehow got out. It's just and before Camp Harper could reset, they pushed in and just finished off everyone else.
Yeah, nice little group. I just think.
But
Nope.
on the bright side, it is, you had 5 minutes coming into this point, so getting it down to 50 seconds, whilst not ideal, you're probably still a bit happy with that as Camp Halfberger. I'm sure Illuminous is happy that he swapped to Anna when he did, because Anna, it looks so much better with Anna and except Lucio. I think the Lucio Tracer split, although it's been a staple of a meta for a very long time, these days double flex is starting to gain a lot of prevalence, and I think it's a lot easier to play if your back's against the wall. I think it's a lot more simple. You just shoot the tank, hit the antis, and you could see that the antis were coming through all the time onto Clockwise, and it was just forcing Clockwise to play a lot more safe and to go for a lot less of those risky plays, which I think is what the tie bank came down to what it was compared to when they came into third.
Obviously, on the other side there, we did see Illu there with 9 deaths, which is obviously something that Halfberg are going to want to try and minimize coming into this attack round here.
Yes.
But, I mean, obviously that Brig character's banned, so Illu's probably finding it maybe slightly harder here to have a bit more stable presence in the fights. But Camp Halfberger rolling out the same comp, Zephyr, same comp as well. What do we think of this now?
I just think Camp Pepper they have to play together and have more communication on the target. I think the poke damage from Falcon and then Akios got clean up along with them. And hopefully, as you see, Factory just gets, them off target. And it worked. They got him distracted. And they got a first pick.
Glad just fall over there. Good combo from the Haggard and the Coach, just makes them fall over, and then Falcon finds another here. And this is looking like an equally brutal fight for Camp Harberger here. Capping this first point equally as fast. And we might even have an even faster time bank coming into the second point here.
Can touch, yeah.
It might be a game of just who can throw the most punches first.
Yeah, the tracer pick on Camp Halfberger worked out really well there. Vickery got behind and just was shooting them in the back, and that created such a good pinch for Camp Halfberger. Falcon could just slash in and just shoot people, and they just collapsed. Zephyr collapsed.
Yeah, but I mean compared to Camp Halfberger last, on the other side they have height control rather than being on back foot here. So this should push them for an advantage here, to have an advantage here against Camp Halfberger.
Yeah, I mean Falcon is dropping low in the fight. Clockwise too. Good wall here. Just to split off the healing, and I mean Nade could be forced for healing. Nade finds 2 on the Clockwise and unfeatured. What a nade there! I mean
both these Annas just hitting so many integral nades that wouldn't decide these fights. It's you look at the difference between at the start between the Lucio and the Kiriko and the Anna, and it just seems Anna's getting so much more value than the Lucio could, because just the nades are really massive and the other teams are just not doing much to mitigate them.
Yeah, I mean, notably, if we look at the ult here, we do have Nanoblade coming up soon, as well as the Downpour and the Ray for Zephyr. Camp Halfberger themselves have basically every ult in the bank here. Nano is popped very early though onto unfeatured. He just goes deep with it, forcing everyone out, and might find a pick here. No, Alman TP away, but Illuminous just dives to Clockwise after nanoing someone. Didn't see who. Downpour is out from Falcon.
That's
fine.
No reason. Unless he was swapping, actually.
Unfeatured Downpour on the back as well, but Unfeatured just really split in the back, no support, and now Falcon's going to be back sooner, and I think Halfberger can maybe catch left of the space, and Clockwise just ekes as well!
What are they?
What's
happening? What is happening?
Both these teams need to just take a breath of fresh air, and just slow it down a little bit. You see both teams trying to desperately make plays, and they get themselves traded and get themselves picked. Sometimes you just have to wait. Oh, exactly.
Yeah, they just fall over.
Just like you said, play patient, and it'll get picked, and he peeks corner the whole team and just gets caught out.
Yeah, I mean, Chewie in the fight now has Ray, Clockwise has the Blade. We're probably going to see a very bad combination here.
I mean,
probably
Zephyr's
mirrored by Oki. Yeah, a really good cleave on the Clockwise. Going to be looking for a nade here. only hit unfeatured, but Falcon doesn't engage off of it. The raid popped by Chewy here. Clockwise goes in. Blade popped. Fight two with one clash. That could be a fight here for Zephyr, but Victory does find Fake. Clockwise going low. Just stabling in the fight, and I think there could be a fight for Zephyr.
Zephyr has to remember that like they have to come to them. They have control on cart. They don't have to push them from the gun height. It says a ton and tempo, which is great, but they have to push through you to do something.
Lab just found by Akioto there in that fight. Now Zephyr don't have their OG in the fight, which means Halfburger have an OG advantage here. Akioto take high ground. Probably gonna get popped here. Clockwise is contesting it. OG is popped. Clockwise just deflecting. Just try and negate that. Oh, Chewy just gets one tapped. Falcon finds Fake. Akioto also finds Clockwise. Unfeatured does trade Falcon though. Clap does have the OG of their own, has a rail too, but I imagine we're probably not gonna. We do see a touch actually. I imagine they won't be able to hold it. And yeah, 3.5 minutes here for Camp Harvard coming into point 3 here, and they have a decent ult bank here.
I mean, yeah, 3 ults here. The same, yeah. So, but again, I think Camp Harvard or Zeph has to remember like they come to you. You have to push forward, make space, but they have to get through the choke points. You don't have to push them into the spawn door. So they could definitely just play calm, play slow, and just play poke damage for a little bit.
Oh, Fake just dies immediately.
Nice.
Good combo there from Falcon. Finds Nano onto Falcon here to probably keep even downport it out too. Finds 2. Chewy just dies immediately. Falcon just trying to poke out Clock there, and Feature just trying to live, manages to do so. This means Zephyr will have a touch here. They do have the ult bank for the touch, and you'd imagine there could be a one fight with Zephyr with the ult, but you never know here.
Wow, and they will trade. Both Annas are out.
And Illumina's pretty good.
Slapdog popped the OG as well. Can't find anything so far, just struggling to hit anything and just dies in the corner. Equal fight here, but you'd imagine Zephyr do have the respawns. Maybe though. Victory just goes down, and only two ults there used there for Zephyr, I believe. Chewy, I think no, never mind. Hake was on the Anno, I believe.
Yeah, Fake.
Yeah.
But
One guy's come up on Blade. On the other side, I mean, it's Rush, and maybe if they can just play back and burn them, maybe have OC for this fight.
I mean, Clockwise is just going to farm the Blade here, you'd imagine. There's the downpour Blade combo coming up. You can maybe farm a Ray. The Killina is out here from Almin. Falcon dropping really low. Just really poked out. Maybe we can get a trade here onto him. No, but Falcon trades Clockwise, and now they don't have a Blade in the fight. Unfeatured does trade Almin though. Everyone else dropping low, Falcon dropping low, Illy dropping low, Victory going low as well, Clap and Unfeatured both low as well. Clap really low somewhere in the back line. Imagine you'd find the Mega, get stuck on a rock and doesn't get the Mega! Force the recall out. Oh my god, that's tragic for Clap there. Oakley popped on the front line from Akioto, finds one. Clockwise does pop the Blade, trying to counter it, and then Akioto just kills it. And you'd imagine there's going to be a cap here for Camp Halfburger.
Yeah, it's really good looking for Camp Halfburger here. It's
Not
Still trying.
not done yet.
it's just
Feel like I can touch
Wow.
there. Yeah. Wow, exact same time events remaining.
There's the exact same time. That's crazy.
Very,
you wouldn't imagine that on watching these two halves, because they're different tales really. On Halfburger's attack, it was more of a case of, you know, each point, maybe except for second and third point, were multiple fights, took a while to get through, but still got through eventually. Zephyr, they ran through the first 2 points and just couldn't get through last, and maybe it was just Halfburger just warming up. You know, they didn't have the comp they wanted, but once they swapped onto what they liked and what obviously looked more comfortable for them, they just started winning. And I think it's a really good showing from Halfburger that their last round and the end of their defense looked really strong from them. So even with the equal time banks, I have to favor Camp Halfburger coming into this overtime round.
I mean, I want to point out Unfeatured there. Absolute nuclear performance so far, I believe. 36-9 he was at the end of that round. Definitely the playmaker here for the Zephyr side. Clockwise as well, 32-9. Definitely not someone to be shrugged off on the Genji here. But on the other side, Akioto 34-12, Victory 30-5 as well. Very evenly matched here. So you'd have to imagine one of these players is going to be the difference maker here, and we're going to find out who.
I think it's gonna be between Clockwise and Akioto as the DPS sides. I think those two will be the make or break for their respective teams.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
no changes in comp.
yeah, Chewy is onto the Kiri here, notably, off of the Juno. I believe there was just a nade thrown in there. Didn't find anyone. Fake dropping low. Just going to be poking out here. Unfeatured, just probing the front line. Is dropping low. Falcon echt de armor advantage. Gewoon van Vickery just died to the spike.
Ow, this is just
That's a great pick for Unfeatured here. And now the time back's going to be dwindling. You'd imagine Harpager just want to slowly back out. Make sure you keep your space low. Ilu is maybe dropping really low. Maybe dies. No,
and
actually,
Clockwise gets cut out. Unfeatured might
Ilu
cut
does
out.
die though. Unfeatured is caught out. This is wow. This is tragic for Refa here. Camp Harpager going to be able to come forward and maybe get a touch.
Okay, so pop going low. It's just not enough. Maybe they can recontest before the point is capped, but Clark cannot die here. Has to stay
That
low.
really needs to get his touch
Yeah,
here.
Anna's looking
I mean,
at it.
Zo Kiegeling is pop there. Falcon is dropping low on the
He
front
comes
line
out.
with a nade. Unfeatured also
Nice
naded.
again.
Unfeatured
Akioto's
doesn't Clapfang Luminous as well. Wow, what a touch for Refa.
Yeah,
That looked so
was,
dire for them, and then, I mean, they just came back. I think they only used a Pokemon in that fight, and they managed to, you know, clean it up.
Yeah.
75% on the clock for Camp Harpager, and now Refa have 1 minute to find this.
I think.
Yeah,
Oh, you go. Sorry.
I think honestly, in this second half, it's really come down to the Annas hitting nades. There's been a lot of nades being hit, and even though these Annas are dying a lot, they're at least trading their deaths for a big ante on the enemy team. And honestly, it's whether Zephyr on their attack can manage to hit a good nade, or Clockwise can manage to get in without being forced out enough by the Tracer pick. It's
Notably, Chewy here on the Juno in spawn. What do you make of the Juno versus the Kiri here?
I think Kiri's a lot better.
I think he's better, yeah, especially with the damage. I mean, you can walk in, you heal point, if your team's up good enough and can hold a corner, you can just let the kunai fly, and you will at some point hit a headshot, and the team, whoever you hit, will peel off and around the corner. It will not
Okay.
poke out.
Before the round starts, Jenks, who do we have winning it? Who do we have taking the map?
I think Zephyr.
I got
I think
Zeph.
Clockwise can go in
Yeah, I got Zeph.
and kill someone.
Okay, very Zephyr favorite here.
Mhm.
Zephyr are rolling out here. Same comp on Chewy on the Juno, notably though. Did swap to the Kyrian spawn, but favoring the Juno here. Akioto immediately does drop slightly low. Victory is on a great angle here. Can maybe find something onto Clap here. He's gonna look for it. Just find out, goes a bit too early though, maybe. Falcon dropping really low. Ilu also naded. But Fake just charging up with Nano slowly here. Clap is naded. Ring is out. We're clearly going to be engage here. And Fidget
Looking at
goes
his first
deep.
pick, Clock
And
was
actually goes to
fine.
drop. Clock duck get the dash reset. Fake finds the
DPS
victory as
out.
well. 5v3 now. 5v2 and clearly this is Epic fight to win.
Oh,
Drops.
so it says Clockwise. You said Clockwise is gonna be make or break. Akioto was first pick. Clockwise got the first pick. I think it did come down to those DPS on who would be the first one out between the two, and Clockwise got the better of them.
And Zephyr taking map 1 here. And
Incredibly close game though.
yeah, very
Yeah.
close. I mean, I think, as I said, coming into the extra innings, really great performance here from Clockwise and Unfeatured both. Obviously, Clockwise quite known for his Genji play. Unfeatured, I mean, just one of our most solid tanks in the league, and I mean, Fake, very solid flex support, I think. And I mean, I think both all had a good performance here. I mean, that doesn't really take away from some of the performance we saw from Camp Harpager as well, though. Akioto especially dropping some decent performances and victory. Definitely not one to be shrugged off. But I mean, map 2 coming up here, which is Kuravaka, I believe, which will be shortly after. So I mean, we'll have to see how Camp Halfberger decide to respond and any substitutions that come out.
Yeah, I think it's really going to come into the picks and bans here. Obviously, due to the rule in BPL where every player present has to have playtime, obviously we'll be seeing subs probably from both sides, which could benefit one team more than another. I think having Unfeatured out may weaken Zephyr a bit. I don't think Cypher's bad, but Unfeatured's definitely a strong tank, and as Moon said previously, one of the stronger tanks in the league. It definitely will change the matchup a lot, not being able to ban out the Brig and the Winston, because Luminous not able to pick the Brig, maybe put them out their comfort zone a bit, and as you saw, they were getting picked a lot first, so maybe when they're on a character they're a bit more comfortable on, it will feel better and they won't die as much.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, as I said, I think if Lich goes to free, Lich really favours Zephyr if they get to bring Unfeatured back in, and notably here, Freya banned from Camp Halfberger.
Okay. I want to see if Zephyr goes back for the support pick here. I don't believe they will, but it could be possible. They ban a tank. Oh, they do.
Younger Queen banned. I believe Lich is a pretty popular pick from Falcon, which is why they've gone for it here. So we'll have to wait and see who the substitutions are into Lich map. But what do we think is favoured here? I think Juno Break is on the table, and this is probably something that maybe when Mina has to come in for Camp Halfberger, this is something they'd want to play. Notably, interesting Camp Halfberger didn't opt for something like a Genji ban maybe into Clockwise. That's sort of his main signature hero, and I think taking him off of that hero is definitely something that would help Camp Halfberger get back into this. But well, it would be interesting to see. What do you guys see coming out here?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Freya ban here. Akihito was on Freya for some of the map, and I don't think Zephyr played Freya at all the entire map, so I'm not sure if they were trying to protect something, or they just thought maybe Zephyr had some sort of pocket Freya pick, but it wouldn't be the ban I would go for, considering you haven't seen it this series yet.
Yeah, I think it might had to be a protection pick for. I think it had to be a protection pick because, like you said, it was used like once, and then they swapped off immediately last map, so it doesn't make sense, especially since Zeph didn't even use Freya, so they definitely went for a protection pick. I guess we'll see what for, but I really have no idea who they would be trying to protect in this situation. Maybe Soj to try to be protected, very possible. For Akihito, that could be my only guess.
Yeah, that is possible, but it was Akihito on the Freya though, and it's a very strange ban. Meanwhile, the Queen ban from Zephyr, I think, makes a lot of sense, considering one of Falcon's picks is the Queen, and maybe now you have Cypher in. Cypher can now play the Ramatra, or some sort of brawlier ground tank there, not having to worry about the Queen harass and the Queen sort of like hard engage that the Shout can bring. Definitely, I think stronger bans from Zephyr, but maybe Camp Halfberger knows something we don't, and Freya's just OP on this map and this map alone, which I don't think is true, but
Honestly, Gurwagen here is going to lend itself to a variety of competitions. Anything sort of in particular likely? I imagine if Cranberry is going to be coming in for Camp Halfberger as well, we might be seeing the Genji mirror as well. So we might be seeing something like Soj Genji here, which is maybe why the Freya was banned. Something they just want to lean towards, and we can see Cranberry. Okay, never mind. Cranberry is still on DPS. They just didn't swap around the clock. Yeah, Mina in as well. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, there we go. That's out proud. Yeah, Lucio Kiri is an interesting look here. Gijf obviously in, and as you said, on that Ramatra. Notably, no zombies for Zephyr, meaning Fake gets to stay in, and we're going to be seeing Juno break for Zephyr here.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a Soj protection pick over on Camp Halfberger's side, but I mean it's a DPS match for both sides, so I guess we'll see who can utilize these characters the best. Go from there. I mean,
Yeah.
Mantra already have point. I mean, they're holding point already. And this is Lucio has speed quite soon. Ring comes out, so yeah. Oh,
Akioto just finds Clap immediately. The torpedoes left from Fake. I mean, find a few people. Haifa just speared back there. Haifa immediately dropping low. Clockwise drops as well to a head clip from Mina. And I think Refa just gonna have to try and die fast here to try and find. I mean, Refa might even. Halfbugger might try and tag a Fake, but no, they don't. And, oh my bad, I didn't even realize Refa did get the cap over Halfbugger. Yeah, I mean, Yuki, what do you take of the. Yeah. What do you take of the Lucio Kiri with the Judo Brike?
I prefer the Lucian Curie. I think Juno Brig, you want to go in, you want to fight, and I think especially into an Orisa, it's just a lot harder. And Brig can't really walk up, gets punished way too easily. So I like that we've swapped to mash the Orisa because I think Ram is just like a lot harder to get value out of. But I still prefer the.
Oh,
Lucian.
Haifa just shot so low immediately.
Wow.
Wow.
Huge defense
Sorry
there.
to cut you off there, Yuki, but Haifa just melted immediately, and now Refa just gonna have to take a chill pill and sort of walk out, and Haifa hop over to the Diva here.
Yeah, I think the Diva makes a lot more sense with the backline that they have. I think Diva really likes the speed ring, and Brig really likes the DM for when she's walking up to the Ori. So I think this comp's a lot better, but I think Cypher does just need to pick a tank.
Oh, Falcon just gets melted in the rally and the raid there,
B.
and now Refa just gonna walk back in.
Oh,
OC comes
Both
out.
supporters
Wow, he just.
started here.
I guess had a big fat finger with ult there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of an expensive fight there for both sides. I mean, you trade both support and Akioto and Vech the overclock, and they don't even win the fight. So Halfbugger now only have the Terraclutch Blade, which is a good ult combination. And Refa themselves have the overclock and the blade, and this is definitely the ult we're going to be wanting to watch this fight. But I mean, how do we see this fight playing out?
I mean,
okay.
Kim Aberger has to make something quick with, especially with Terra Surge and Blade here. Yep, here we go. Before
Blade popped
anything
here,
else gets
Fake
pulled
shot
out.
really low. Cranberry does find it. Nearly finds another clockwise
no
find one with his
dash.
blade. Clap OC to kill it. This even fight so far, 3v3. Clap really low. Clockwise also dropped low. Haifa
Mina.
D-Mech here. Mina, really, we gotta get it.
is
Mina, no!
struggling.
Oh, Alman does find the D-Mech and Haifa does eventually drop, and it's gonna look like Camp Halfbugger gonna get the first point here.
Clapton clutch? No. Yeah, you see Cranberry coming in, maybe watching that last match and seeing Clockwise do all that work and go, Coach, put me in. I'll show this guy what's up.
Yeah.
And it's really working. I think Cranberry's definitely got the better half of Clockwise this point, and I think moving forwards, I think Clockwise does need to maybe match Cranberry a little bit more because Cranberry does have a little bit too much access into the backline of Zephyr.
Oh, I mean, look at Alman's positioning here. They could
Ooh.
maybe get caught if they're not careful.
Ooh.
Yeah, they just about get to the point. But the positioning so far for Camp Hardware is probably not the ideal here. Obviously, just taking point, but you give up a lot of high ground here. And I think we're just going to see Zephyr rotate around to the high ground. Camp Hardware
Float.
just trying to maybe pinch here.
Ooh.
Clap does drop low from a rail. We do have a Diva Bomb available here. We really have Rally as well. Cat Puffer have both their support. We
Beat
just
comes
clean
out.
aggressive beat here. Bomb is thrown up by Cypher to find nothing. Clap dropping
yeah,
really
those-
low. Cranby does find
It
him.
was so low.
Cranby
There
also
is
finds
two.
Fake in the back.
Yeah, those bro, that's 3.
Yeah. They're
They have no
clearly going to
scores,
be
they
one
have
fight
advantage
for Halfbugger here. Yeah. Almin finds 2 in the fight as well, and then they're just going to clean up Cypher and another one fight for Halfbugger.
I mean, Cranberry is really just showing out. I mean, he was stuck up top behind enemy lines without nothing with him, and he got 2. And I mean, it kind of, you've seen, kind of made Cypher make a decision, either peel for the backline or play defensive.
I mean, if we look here, Halfbugger have a very good ult bank coming into this. One thing Halfbugger need to be careful is they win this with very little ult, and Rally is popped here for Chewy. Falcon dropping sort of low, Fat Magic just kite out. No ult in response, there we go. OC and
Retouch, there's one.
Grenade popped. This is all they're going to want to be using this fight, but Akioto does fight clockwise. Fake trade for Cranberry though. Kyoto, you need to hit. You can't fucking find it, but they do find the pick. Chewy and Fake both drop. Almond in Ruchbanklo from Clap. And looking like Halfbagger.
Oh, they can't. They do
Halfbagger
count.
give up the flip. Black not that good. And Halfbagger ultimately do win the fight, but that flip not that good. But I mean, Haifa does get demake. This is tragic here for Haifa.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. They got the flip and they went to the Mega. I think it either was stolen or they just didn't manage to get it before they got desuited. But this is pretty much still at this point. You know, you're going to be walking in the Baby Diva. It's just... Clockwise will get the touch, though.
Clockwise does get a touch. He does have the blade. Chewy dropping awfully low and they just don't get a second touch. And now, I mean, we're just going to see both teams sort of try and rotate to the other side of the map now to get to this next point. But I mean, I'm looking at the old bank here, guys, and I mean, I'm sort of favouring Halfbagger until this next fight. They have the beat into the 2 DPS ults, and then there's a Terrorhudge blade, and I mean, Haifa only now gets his mech back. He does have the bomb, but I mean, clearly that's just going to be a tool used for just getting the remake back, and I think Halfbagger just have the advantage here coming into this point. I mean, Refa probably going to have early point advantage, but I mean, Camp Harbor probably just going to look for my bad right way around.
Oh, he's right out
to drops immediately.
B comes out for the blade on both sides, and Clockwise gets nothing with them. I think, yeah, just gonna stagger.
Yeah, I think this really comes down to composition diff. I think the Kiri Lucio is proving so much more fruitful from Halfbagger. They're getting so active so quickly, and Zephyr just sort of sit there and take it, and it's just not really working for them. The Brig Juno backline, they fall over way too easy, and they can't get up and brawl before someone pops an ult, or Brig goes low and has to bash out.
It was Kirka Rush. They're gonna match with anything.
Is out. Everyone on Zephyr dropping low. Haifa does just demeked, and now Halfbagger really just gonna take this and walk back out. Clap does have the OG, notably.
Clockwise just took one shot.
Rally is coming up here for Churi as well. I mean, this is looking like a promising fight for Refa if they can get the point. Arceus does have the OG.
Wow, what a spear by Falcon.
Yeah. Falcon, wow, great spear there. Falcon is dropping low here, though. Rally up from Churi to try and still win the fight. Okay, it's time to pop, OG pop for Arceoto. Do or die now for Refa. Clockwise goes in, uses the deflect, finds nothing. I mean, Refa got grappling here right out. Clockwise dropping low. Beat out for Almond though.
Finally get somebody.
Oh, Kyoto dropping low. Falcon does find Chewy. Dash through Clockwise. Finds Falcon in the bunk though. This is a really good pick for Refa here. Oh, Kyoto finds Clockwise. It's an even fight. 3v3. Cranberry just hiding from the bomb here. Haifa does get the remake and clearly find the flip. So that's a good pick though. Cranberry has the blade. Maybe winnable fight. Yes, the blade. Blade pops, just to demake the Diva, kills the Baby Diva.
Goes big rig Ruby next.
Oh, Cranberry, no! Wow. Oh, that's tragic for Cranberry, but Camp Halfbagger do just get the reflip and clearly look at map here. Yeah, point. Wow. What a performance there from Camp Halfbagger, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, what a turnaround.
Yeah, Falcon came clutch at the very end there with that big spear. But I mean, Cranberry just kind of pulled it down everywhere else for his team.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good map from Cranberry, you have to say. I mean, looking really good on the Genji, offering sort of, a mark for Clockwise Genji that maybe Victory couldn't do on the Tracer on the last map. And gonna have to be interesting here for Camp Halfbagger to see, do you stick with the same lineup or do you go back to something similar that you were playing on Hollywood for Rialto? And then obviously Zephyr. I mean, I imagine we're going to see Unfeatured come back in for this map 3.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Going back to what I said at the start of this series about, I think the decider is going to come down to who has better team play, and I think that really showed in the last map, where you could see Camp Halfbagger were just more active more often. They were always first in, always first getting picks, and just looked more alive. And Zephyr just never had time to sort of get their footing, in the door and try to do anything. I think either it was a comms diff, having the different players in, or maybe just a confidence diff on that map, which just allowed them to play off their strengths a lot better than Zephyr could.
Yeah, I mean, I think all around, Camp Pathfinder just looked so much better than they did on the Hollywood, especially compared to Zephyr. I mean, I think a big part of that is obviously unfeatured, not being in for that map. Unfeatured is, I imagine, a very big vocal lead for the Zephyr team, and I think it's quite clear that Zephyr were very much missing that going into that map, and it'll be very interesting to see. How both teams adapt in the last map here.
Yeah, I
This
think
map is
definitely.
Rialto.
Yeah, the map is Rialto. I mean, you have to think we're probably going to see the Hazard come out here for both teams. You could potentially see a Widow from one of these teams. Maybe from Camp Pathbeggar. I don't think anyone on Zephyr is particularly a Widow player. But
Yeah,
I mean, this will certainly be a close map.
I'd be surprised if Camp Harburg actually went for the Hazard again. I think Unfeatured was definitely, if Unfeatured comes back in, I think they were getting the better half of Falcon more times than not. And I think Falcon, the tank that, I was at high resource tank, likes to take a lot of damage, likes to take a lot of attention and space, and that can be a good thing, of course.
Yeah.
And I think Orisa complements that a lot more. You can just stand there in the choke and just you shall not pass, and no one can pass Orisa. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
irrelevant. Tell me, what do you want to see coming out from Zephyr in this map?
I mean, they have to. I mean, they have to set the pace. Even if they're on defense first, offense first, they have to set the tone. Whether it's playing cautiously and just playing for poke damage and playing for someone to be out of position, or rushing someone out of position and making the tank decide to peel for a support backline, or to take advantage of peel for their support backline. I think Zephyr has to make Camp Halfburger be on the back foot no matter what the scenario is. I think the moment they give them a little bit of space just to do their own thing, have their own little game plan, I think they might fall apart.
Yeah, Yuki, in response, tell me, what do you want to see from Camp Halfbagger here?
I think more of the same. I think we should definitely keep Cranberry in. I don't think Vickery did that bad on the Tracer first map. I just think Genji, especially with the changes recently to the speed of his projectiles, I think Genji's just a little bit stronger in the meta right now. I think Cranberry looked a lot more comfortable, and I think it definitely complements what Camp Halfberg are looking for, and that's to get active and going quick. And Genji's just a lot better at that than Tracer, who takes a few seconds to set up and a few seconds to get the angle and have any value really.
Yeah. And what do you want to see banned here what do you want to see Zephyr ban here?
I mean, I wouldn't say Soj because they also use a Soj, but I mean, to counter a dive, I don't know.
I mean, personally, I think you can maybe see I was going to say a Hazard ban, but that's something Halfbag would want to ban. I mean, maybe you want to protect ban. There you go. You ban the
They do
Soj.
ban the
I
Soj.
think that's very fair. I think here we're probably going to see a Tracer Genji out from Zephyr. That takes away probably Akioto's best hero in the Sojin. And I think this sets up Zephyr for a much more comfortable matchup into this final map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is Rialto though, so I think the Tracer Genji might not be as effective. So I think the Sojin ban's pretty good. If we're losing to Akioto just shooting us, I think banning Sojin and then maybe trying to force a Widow or even an Ashe matchup where you're just forcing the game to slow down more and maybe making your Brig Juno a little bit more effective because they're a lot more happy to sit around and not get walked into. I think the Sojin ban's actually really smart, and
Yeah.
Camp Halfberger will then follow up with the Ana ban, which is
This is
interesting.
a very interesting ban. I think personally, if I Camp Halfback, I definitely want to ban that Hazard away and maybe look to a Diva look or something along those lines. But I mean, I think this is definitely a hero that both teams have been favouring, but maybe this means that Camp Halfback are maybe going to look to keep Mina in and maybe play that Lucio Kiri again here.
Yeah, even if this wasn't their game plan, I think a really good thing that good teams do is able to adapt on the fly. And you've just come out of this Survasa throwing Zephyr, and this is our comp. This is what's going well. I think we should stick to this, and bin any game plan which we might have had before. So I think Anna, whilst maybe not the best ban, I think it's definitely a good idea, and it just shows what Kamperberger want to do and want to continue to do through this final map.
I think with that on the ban, I think Camp Hepburger is definitely looking for a definitely all-out attack, like rush them type style. Because that Ana, I mean, the sleeps with the nade can slow down, can even take one person out of the entire team fight, and now you're down a dude for, 5 to 10 seconds. That's a lot of time you have to give up to wait for somebody to do something. So it's not a horrible idea, but it is gonna be a bit different when it comes to the probably run Judo Brig. But I mean, again, like we saw last map, Judo Brig really wasn't working.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get some early insight into the couple of choosing for this map here from Prod, but it'll be interesting to see what both teams do here. Here we go, going into the map. Here we go, Mina is staying in for Camp Halfburger. Notably, Cranberry is out for Camp Halfburger, and I'm featured back in for Zephyr. I mean, if I'm Cranberry, I'm not happy right now. I think Cranberry just had a very good map, and personally, I think the Genji on this map are very good. And I mean, I'm disappointed.
Gapping clockwise, yeah. You do see Camp Halfberg on the double hit scan though, so maybe Vickery's just better at the hit scan.
Ooh,
wow!
And easy pick. He's gonna swap.
Gate.
He's gonna set the tone.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get off the diff, off the 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here we go. Zephyr are coming out on the Genji tracer that I mentioned here. Falcon on the Aricha, notably. I mean, good matchup into the Hazard, but I mean, here we go. Akioto hopping over to the Freya now. Personally, look double hit scan look. I'm not a fan, but maybe Camp Halfburger know something that I don't.
I mean, if they could time up the nade, the flashbang, and then maybe like sticky dart, maybe something could become good. But other than that, I don't see how they could line something up together.
I mean, that Freya has definitely not had so much impact so far. They've obviously just come back from spawn, but Zephyr capping a lot of their points so far, and now they've basically just gotten it under this arch. It could be very favourable for Zephyr now. I mean,
what a wall!
Wow!
That's
I mean, that's very unfortunate if you're Camp Halfburger.
Yeah.
I mean, a very good start to the map from Unfeatured here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what has changed is they've gone from a very fast, very active comp to like this double hit scan, slow pokey comp. With this Brig backline as well, interestingly, it just seems really disjointed and not what they were playing for the previous map, which so far has looked very bad for them. They've just been falling over.
And Akioto now onto a third hero and a third life onto the top, and Clockwise dropping very low there. Kikuneruch out from Fade. They're going to try and take the high ground with fourth. And I mean, yeah, look, Camp Halfburger just getting forced out early. And I mean, they have to give up a lot of space here. Zephyr have not stopped pushing this car, and look how far they've gotten it so far. This is starting to get within one fight territory for the second point.
I mean, if you're Camp Halfburger now, you have to. The poke isn't working for like this little poke damage type. Stay cautious.
Ray's out here for the moment. Chewy just died early. Falcon finds the pick, and I mean, Zephyr probably just gonna have to back here. Sorry to cut you off, but I mean, just had a fight break out very fast, and I mean, Clockwise dropping low here. Maybe let Halfburger come back in, and there we go. That's the pick. Halfburger just walking further into the spawn now, and I mean, Zephyr just gonna have to give up a bit of time and space just to stable and let their player come back and clap. Notably over onto Little Venture. Not Venture, sorry, my bad, Freya. This is something I don't think we've seen them play yet. Maybe in their other game during Super Week. But Unfeatured does have the downpour here. Chewy the Ray, Clockwise the Blade. Ray is popped here for Chewy.
High Noon's out.
The top High Noon as well for Vickery. Is rooted for his downpour and just dies. Blade pop for Clockwise here. Only finds the turret, then finds Akioto, and I think he's just probably going to leave here and just dive to Falcon.
And around the water goes.
I mean, look at Rally is popped to try and stable in the fight. I'm featured just Lucas armor. Kikune Rush is popped from Fake to keep him up. And I mean, I don't know. I think this is just going to be a really bad touch for you here for Halfburger, but I might be wrong. Fake does find Mina. Kikune Rush. Chewy does drop though. A really good trade. I think, I mean, right now I'm favoring Halfberg in the fight. Akieto does have the Molten Core, Clap does go low, Godig Fake, both drop, and I mean, wow, I was proved wrong here. Camp Halfberg just stable into the fight and find the hold.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
what
comp
is-
they've ended up on is a comp that really likes like absorbing these engages. You know, I don't think it's incredible, but I think Zephyr are just, especially if they're featured in there, they just want to go, 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 go. And Camp Halfburger's comp is just really good at just, you know, taking all this damage, taking all this pressure, and even when they lose members, just staying alive. And you know, they got spawns back, so the fight ended up going to them.
I mean, Zephyr used so many ults there, and what they used 3 that fight. I think Camp Ever only used 2.
Oh, good wall here from Unfeatured, click the team. They don't find anything off her, but Akioso just finds Clap. Just spamming the cheaters down the choke, and I mean, this is going to be another fight here for Camp Halfberger, and I mean, Zephyr just slowly having their time bank dwindled away. I mean, the magic of Rialto second point. I mean, the moment you get around this corner, it becomes very much defensive heavy. I mean, Akioso just trying to find the Juno here. I mean, this is going to be bad for Akioso. Akioso clearly falls here. I mean, yeah, there you go. Down for Akioto, and I mean, Zephyr have a lot more room to run, and I mean, Falcon drop really low here. Good wolf run featured, and the downpour on Ray traded here. Terra Hudge as well. I mean, Zephyr have to back up. Bola got out from Clap as well, finds nothing. I mean, Chewy just drops. That's a really good pick for Camp Halfberger, but Kukuno down main. Unfeatured doesn't find anything with it. Fake needs to heal up Unfeatured here. Unfeatured does going low. Turret does go down. Lock pressure out of the fight. Clockwise also dropping low. High Noon is available for victory in this fight. Maybe clear it to stable here. Falcon is sort of low as well. I mean, wow, a bunch of rocks pop there and a bunch of nothing also.
Yeah.
I mean, that was definitely a fight of all time.
Yeah, but you're seeing how well this comp's working from Camp Halfberger. People are getting picked, and people, like, there's a lot of ults and a lot of pressure coming out, but they're just able to just absorb it and just sit in this corner forever and just slowly give space. And someone's just going to die eventually. And
High Noon popped here for High Noon here. That's well played.
It's a deflect.
Clockwise finds through. Deflects the High Noon to Mina, and the Clash finds victory. I mean, Falcon finds 2 in return. It's a 2v3 with Almond alive. I mean, this is definitely a winnable fight here.
Wow.
Falcon finds a third on the Clap.
Juno.
Winnable. Falcon maybe finds a 4th here onto the Kiri. Victory cleans it up. I mean, Unfeatured finds Almond, but it's a bit too late. And wow, I mean, big performance there from Falcon in that fight. Make that so winnable. And now 30 seconds on the clock for Zephyr. This is a very dire place to be if you're Zephyr.
Yeah, I mean, Unfeatured there. I mean, if he went for that Juno earlier, we would have won that. But he waited way too late. By the time he figured out where he needed to be, I mean, Falcon was already on his clear kill.
Yeah, I mean, notably here, if we're looking at Camp Halfberger have double support and the Terror Clutch and the Morton Core.
oh, what a spear!
Oh, what a
No,
spin!
no
Zephyr
touch.
can't even touch.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, Nakriato second for you guys. I mean, definitely. I mean, looked like he was favoring Zephyr coming into it, and then Halfberger on this comp. That I mean, you said Yuki. I mean, just let you sustain in these fights for so long. They just do so, and I mean,
Falcon put
yeah.
on the clinic.
Yeah, Falcon
Yeah.
14-1 so far. Victory 10-3. Unfeatured 9-3 here. Clap 9-3. Clockwise 6-6. Definitely not doing as well as they did on the Hollywood there. And I mean, you have to
Yeah,
imagine Halfberger have all the momentum right now.
Yeah, I think this is really good from Halfberger and Falcon in particular, recognizing that they're not going to win the Hazard Mirror. They recognize, you know, maybe they're not as good as Unfeatured, or maybe the team isn't playing around them in a way which they're going to be able to succeed on the Hazard. So they've just looked at Orisa, and as much as I don't like Orisa, and as much as no one likes Orisa, that character does just live and do 1 million damage. So
Yeah.
it's a really good stop for them, and they're making really good use of it, just absorbing these engages, throwing out all these stuns and pushes and blocks, and it's just stemmed the bleeding that they incurred coming through first point.
I mean, Zephyr
Yeah.
here, they have to hold them on this first point as long as they can. I do think they give Camp Pepper that second point fast, up to second point fast. It would come down to every ult usage will make or break, will decide
And
the game.
notably, Camp Halfberger are rolling out the same comp here. How do you think this fares on the attack rather than the defense?
Not nearly as good. Unfortunately, on attack, there is no attack advantage with this comp.
No.
it's going to be interesting. I think the strategy just has to be sitting on the cart and just forcing something from Zephyr. But I think
Well,
Zephyr
I mean, look,
fine.
I
Yeah,
think it
that'd
did
be
drop
so
very
good,
low
dude.
there, but immediately healed up. I mean, I imagine they must have got goede hunting. Akir taking a off angle here. I mean, Clockwise, also notably now on the Freedom Gauw, clap on the R. I mean, yeah, I mean, Clockwise, wow, they just spam out the Ericha. I mean, that's the Freya character for you. I mean, just does so much damage over a short period of time, and I mean, normally, you know, you play the Ericha to live that, and the Ericha just melts to the combined damage. And I mean, look here, Clockwise nearly has a little bowler already.
They're just holding
Fake
pro
also nearly has
hostage.
a Erich, and
It was not good
Yeah.
today.
I think this is really what you wanted to see from Halfberger on their attack. This comp with the double hit scans, actually, or like the double main TPS, is a lot better suited because we have the double flex backline, so we can sustain through all of this damage, and you know we're a lot more poker. We don't have that brick that needs to engage or needs to hit someone to proc their inspire in a lot of their healing.
yeah, I mean, we saw it there as well. I mean, Archeota just tried to take an angle on the Torb and just immediately died. I mean, I'm gonna say they need to switch, and the switch they do onto the Widowmaker. This is a very volatile pick here, but if they can find a pick, that is going to open this defense right
Here
up.
we go.
Because they're on the angle, they missed the first shot.
Ooh.
I mean, clearly they
That's
don't know
one.
the Widow here. Now
Oh,
they do
okay.
find
Get
Fake.
the second one. Get some.
Pop
Get
the
fake.
Fake rush. Clap like Bob as well, Bob out as well. I mean, Clockwise did pop this bowler shot here as well. I mean, Zephyr are down a man, but I think they're still stabling in the fight. They do have a Ray as well if they push. Yeah, I mean, Halfberg are pushing out. Clearly we'll see an Orbital Ray from here, but Clap finds Almond. That's a really good pick. The Orbital Ray and the Terror Hedge out now. I mean, there, Camp Halfberg just has to back out, and I mean, that pick they found at the beginning of the fight, it's just neutralized. And I mean, they get the stable Archeota jumping really low there on that bridge. I mean, they need to find another pick here, or swap to a different angle. I mean, Falcon dropping really low here still. That double DPS pressure is just really forcing them out here. I mean, Victory has the high noon now as well. Falcon, Terror Clutch 2. I mean, this is starting to look like a really good hold from Refa, and Archeota finds Clap. That's exactly what you needed.
I'm feature getting walked on. Yeah, just I don't know if they have enough damage to cut down this Orisa though. With the cast and the break, it's just like not really that much damage. But Feature does actually fall. It's
Yeah, a little bit there, but I think his team sort of abandoned him. Oh, good clock from Archeota, so they
almost got him.
quite low. Clockwise still have his bowler shot again. This is going to be really good for Camp Halfberg now that they can set up this Widowmaker on an aggressive angle and just sort of hold them in their spawn.
Yeah. I got the guys to get a pick here though to make it worth it.
Yeah, Clockwise still have this bowler shot. Fake with the kick as well. Pop it immediately if they get to Almin. Ray in response. I mean, ult for ult. Unfeatured is pushing forward here, just trying to. He drops low. I mean, trade for trade. Unfeatured does drop as well though. Zephyr need to find one, and they don't, as Falcon finds another. And I mean, that's the point for Camp Halfberger there. And here we go, 3 minutes to cap basically all of second point.
out.
Yeah, that's really good for their ult generation as well. They get that kill towards their passive, and every time they blow on Freya counts, and they use their ult that fight, and they're already they're swapping, so it doesn't matter.
Oh well.
Likewise,
Goes
onto a
back to
signature
Genji.
Genji pick here. I mean, personally, I prefer Lichbechel into the Widowmaker. I mean, Hero is definitely more comfortable on, and I mean, we saw that on Hollywood. And a feature just pushing out here, just sort of taking a lot of the space away from.
What an angle.
Oh, a great shot there from Archeota. Just
Bob's just in the water.
that's a
Bob just goes in the water.
snap. And now you have to imagine there's a lot of momentum into the kind of Camp Halfberger here. It's like 2 off down the drain, a pick. Victory finds clapping response. But Victory
He's
dies
falling
to
apart right
unfeatured.
now.
Even fight right now, I believe. Mina did pop the rally in that as well. A Falcon, he has a Terror Hedge as well. Cherie has the Orbital Ray soon. Clearly, you really need Cherie not to die here. They drop low, but Unfeatured managed to relieve enough pressure for them here. Victory does have the high noon. You imagine they're probably going to swing this corner with it when they get the Ray, you'd imagine.
Yeah, the Widow pick is so volatile here. You know, they're getting the picks, but there's just not enough damage on the field to get rid of this Orisa, and Orisa can just live on point, and the respawns come through, and yeah, the picks are coming out. There's just not enough follow up in this.
Yeah, Archeota dies there. I mean, 1.5 minutes remaining for Refa now, and they've got their stabling in the fight. Clockwise finds 2, clap onto the Tracer finds 2 here in the fight as well. Does get traded by Falcon, but I mean, Falcon clearly gets traded here as well if they try and walk back into their spawn. Do manage to live. Yeah, I mean, Here we go. 1 minute left on the clock. Halfburger have free ult, and I mean Refa coming up on a decent ult bank of their own.
Yeah,
I mean-
I guess it back on the tour, but I'm not sure about this pick. It's probably to stop clockwise. I think so much value on the Genji, but I think there's like 3 other picks where you can get more value yourself and still deny this Genji.
He might just be
Yeah.
playing this Torb for the turret phase pipelines. I mean,
Oh, that's a great pick from Clap there. Terracludge comes out. I mean, clearly pop. I mean, they live through it. I mean, good fight here from Refa. 30 seconds basically now on the clock, and this is going to be last fight territory. Chewy pick Akioto. I mean, definitely not the best map here for Akioto. Refa, I mean, look at the whole bank they have coming into this last fight. You have Terracludge, Blade, and you have Ray. This is a brilliant combo here for Refa to potentially clutch out this last fight. Halfburger though, do have the Ray, the Rally, and the High Noon. Very good ult for stabilizing in this last fight.
yes.
I think we gave our bridge way too easily though from Zephyr. We've allowed this to go into 1-5 territory. The clap does get picked early, so
That's not what you want. Fake dropping low as well. And I mean, yeah, the Ray out for Almond here. Chewy, Ray in response as well. High Noon from Vickery. Trying to kill the Orisa. Vickery finds 2 of the High Noon! And Akioto finds Chewy as well. I mean, this is a tragedy for Zephyr here. I mean, Zephyr will get a touch here with Clap, I think, but Clap's just going to get chased down. I don't know if Zephyr can find a touch now. When we
think
unfeatured
Vickery
back on the
comes
ball. Clockwise Blade, we can't find anything, and unfeatured just going to stall until he dies. And wow, what a response from Camp Halfburger there. And I mean, if you're Zephyr, you have to be disappointed with yourself.
yeah, I think that last fight they really just let the ball slip from their hands. You know, they gave up bridge, and bridge is so hard to cross into all this spam from Orisa and the hit scan. They definitely could have just shot them at bridge, forced cooldowns, and it wouldn't have been so easy to get to this point where you could just stack the Deadeye and the Ray, where Orisa could just die even through her fortify. It's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think of that fight there, the play of the game showed that really was the deciding one. I mean, we have that ultimately of the ultimate Cassidy stuck in the Terror Cage, and I mean, Zephyr just can't kill him, and it ultimately means that he finds 2 of the Terror Cage, and I mean, wow, I mean, Halfburger managed to stabilize in the series and come back to win it 2-1, and I suppose we should probably nominate our local player of the match here. And I think personally, I think there's only one person on Camp Halfburger who deserves it.
I mean, for me, it's Falcon. I think
Yeah,
Falcon
that's what I was going to say as well.
was in the entire time. The second 2 maps looked really good. Maybe the first map getting not the best of unfeatured, but still looking competitive and managed to find his feet, especially in the second half of that map. But yeah, the entire map, the entire series, Falcon just looked solid, always in, always there, always making plays for his team, and it really showed, compared to some other tanks you see where they can't really take the lead, but you could see Falcon, even not hearing his comms, you could tell what he was doing, in the comms, in the VC, and I think it really showed, and I think he deserves this MVP.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, Relevant, do you have any thoughts on this?
Everyone's dead.
Relevant might have died again, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, I think Falcon, by far and away, the best player on Camp Halfburger here. Want to give a shout out to Mina though, coming in for those last 2 maps. Definitely, clearly offering something that Camp Halfburger needed. And a special shout out again to Cranberry on that Survivor. Really great performance from him. And if Camp Halfburger hadn't won on that Rialto, I mean, I would have been looking at that decision to not bring Cranberry in as probably the decider.
Yep.
But now we look at the standings. I mean, that brings Halfbag up to 1 and 2, equal to Spudcluster and Chungus Fungus on the other side. Refa now 0 and 3. I mean, neither of these teams, I think, really moved from where they were. But I believe up next, we're going to be going over to B League, where we have Aurora versus Adrenaline Rush High Noon, which will be an interesting series, to say the least. Aurora and High Noon, 4th and 5th in the Birch group there. Aurora's ahead on map differential there. I mean, a 2-0 win and a 2-0 loss for AR High Noon, I believe, and then a 2-1 win and a 2-1 loss for Aurora. Yeah, I mean, close there for Aurora, and I mean a close and a not so close there for AR High Noon. And I mean, if the circle of Kirk has anything to say, you'd think Aurora definitely favour this matchup there, having beaten Requiem, whereas High Noon lost 2-0 to them.
Yeah,
Yuki,
I
yourself, any
think.
thoughts?
Yeah, I think Aurora definitely had a stronger schedule first week. I think Requiem, obviously, one losing to Requiem and one beating them should be the great decider of which team should be better here, just coming into it. But the 2-0 win over School of Rush, they're a Orisa one trick team, so beat the Orisa, you win. And I think the team that Aurora played was a lot more, a lot stronger and looked a lot stronger. So
Yeah, I mean, I think like Aurora roster very strong though. Door, I mean, very, very good tank player, especially for the B League roster side. Perrier, very, very flexible player. Wave, brilliant Genji player. Won Bounty Back tournament. And Luchter, I mean, Luchter's been looking like a real threat on this Freya character throughout the season so far. And I mean, definitely want to watch in the series. Do want to give some comments about the backline though. Barker, very solid main support player. Nightingale, been throwing out on this side as well, having some consistent performances and funky packs as well. I mean, I think the Aurora side are very well rounded, and yeah, be interesting to see how High Noon respond to this, because I believe they're missing quite a few players here. I mean, normally they would have both M and Maeda for the tank line, Narkira and Pigeon for the DPS line, and then obviously they have Mitzi, Charlie Brown, and Meow as an all-rookie backline, I believe. So, what will be interesting to see here, I believe both M and maybe Pigeon are missing, so AR Heinen will have Jake ringing for them today, if my sources are to be correct.
yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good for AR
Yeah.
Honing. We have a ball one trick in, and then we have a May one trick in. So not the synergy that you're going to be looking for, but maybe they can make something work. And obviously, not having M in, you're missing that crucial flexibility. So we're going to have Maeda off ball for one map, definitely, with it getting banned out. So
You have to imagine so, right? I mean, like, I'm not sure who gets the first ban in the series. I can quickly check that now. I believe it is Aurora, so we could definitely see a ball ban here first. On the first map, which means Milo might go to something like a Malga. I mean, I know that's not really. I believe the map will start on Numbani. It might not even start. Blizzard World, I believe, actually, is the starting map for this group. I believe Malga is probably the next one to play tank off the ball. It'll be very interesting to see here.
as we all know, Malga is just ground ball. So maybe Maeda can make something work. But
I
I think
don't
they're going
know
to
if
have to.
we have teams in the lobby yet, so we can look at bangs. But you have to imagine we're going to see a ball ban, right?
Yeah, I would assume. I think Blizzard World's a pretty good map for ball. I think definitely a little bit harder on a couple of the points, but what is the second map in the series? I should check.
Great question, actually.
New
New
Queen
Queen Street, there you
Street.
go. Thank you, Prod. I mean, that's an alright ball map as well. I mean,
Yeah, I would actually prefer ball on New Queen Street. So maybe
But-
Aurora actually choose not to ban the ball first, which it looks like they're not actually. They're banned Lucio.
yeah, and obviously Watchpoint Gibraltar there, that third map, in case we go to it. Lucio ban for Aurora, which is very interesting.
I think.
Personally,
What's your opinion?
I mean, maybe Aurora might just not be scared of the ball if Maeda is in. Could also be is actually in, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see what High Noon ban themselves. But
This is Icon. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, the Lucio ban is very interesting. What do you think of it?
I think it's got the right idea. I think if M isn't there and we do have Maeda on ball, I think it makes it so the backline has to be either a lot more static or you have to opt for the double flex, which is a lot easier to hit as Aurora. So I think part of countering Bull and beating Bull comps is being able to pick apart the components of Bull and not just kill Bull, you know. And I think taking the Lucio is a crucial component away. It gives Kiriko less options to TP, so they may be forced to TP to their Bull and get picked. This Bull's obviously going to be in. I think it's definitely an interesting ban, and I like the idea of not banning Bull first map because New Queen Street is definitely the better Bull map in this map pool.
I mean, I think this is definitely just overall quite a good map pool for Ball. So, I mean, AR High Noon do have that comfortability there, provided they do have Maeda in here today. Still waiting on the ban from AR High Noon, though. Be interesting to see what they pick here. Yeah, I'm looking at their lineup, their VC right now, and they do have Maeda in. So, I mean, despite missing M, I think they have a good map pool here. For the comp, they're definitely going to be wanting to play.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think, especially this week, the map pools in I think all the leagues and all the groups have been just very, very good ball maps. Escort and Hybrid are just naturally better ball maps because of what Ball can do on those maps and create so much space for his team. So it should be the advantage coming from AR High Noon. However, you know, missing 2 players and the ban system being in effect is going to really hinder them and going to force Midas to show if they have any flexibility, their flexibility. So although it's looking to be a good ball map pool, I think hero bans are just, you know, such a strong tool to be able to take out these one-trick teams and these one-trick players. And you can always ban May if you feel like it because Jace is in Smell.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, we'll touch more on that later when we get into the map, I imagine. But I mean, still waiting on a ban from High Noon here. I believe they were waiting on Jake to get into their voice chat to begin with. So they're probably discussing it now that they actually have everyone in. But yeah, I mean, I think there's only so much we can say about this Lucio ban for so long before High Noon do lock in a ban. But I mean, yeah, I mean, what more can we say? I mean, what do we see at High Noon banning here? I mean, you could maybe ban a Genji to, I mean, knock out Wave.
Yeah, I think
That's
from
definitely-
Super Week, Wave was sort of running some lobbies. So maybe banning out Wave and, you know, putting one of the best players on the team on a character they're not as comfortable on might be the play. I think also it's yeah, I mean it's really hard I think to ban as AR High Noon right now because I think Aurora's roster is quite flexible. Doors can play like a lot of tanks very efficiently, so I think they're going to have to look to just maybe ban one of the DPS players out and just so they feel more comfortable on their picks.
Yeah, I imagine we're probably going to see something along those lines. Maybe even a Freya ban here. Obviously, one of Luchter's better heroes here. Luchter, very good hitcam player, but so they can definitely go over to maybe like the Sojourn character or the Widow character, especially on Blizzard World. But I mean, be interested to see what High Noon ultimately make their mind up on.
Add something, please.
Yeah, at AR High Noon, can we please ban something? We can only vamp for so long.
Yeah, don't know what else to talk about. I think, yeah, I don't know how High Noon are gonna oh, the Freya's been banned. There we go. Yeah, so as
There we go,
we
the Freya ban
predicted,
finally out.
the Freya ban coming through. I think this is a good ban. Obviously, one of Luster's stronger heroes, and just Freya's broken character. Everyone hates Freya, so I think it's definitely a good ban, and especially with what AR High Noon have to work with these players not being here today, it's definitely heads up, and I think it's definitely one of the better bans they could have gone for.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, like you said, this character's definitely not the funnest one to play into, and I mean, for a DPS line that's probably not going to have a Freya player, I don't blame them for banning it here. I mean, we'll have to see what happens now that we hopefully go into the map.
Yeah.
I imagine we're probably going to see Perseus and Wave here for AR High Noon. Maybe see like a Sombra Genji come out, even a Sojourn Genji as we go into Icon mode. But I mean, what do you think?
I think it's definitely possible. I'm not sure about the Sombra pick. I've become more and more of a chill out of Sombra doesn't count the ball that hard if the ball's good enough. So obviously one of Jace's stronger picks and won't be a pick that Jace would lean towards, but honestly I think yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting, and I think if Aurora do end up being on Sombra, I think Jace should definitely mirror it. I think Sombra, if the enemies are on Sombra, I think you really have to mirror it.
Funny is, Rav and Perkins and Luchter are both in. Whether Wave is not here today or
Not in for this map.
from the looks of things, Aurora are down Wave today, which is definitely something that AR High Noon will be excited about, and maybe Jake will finally lock a character if we talk enough. Sergeant Tracer here for Aurora, Juno Brig as well, and
I'm not sure about his backline. I'm not sure about his backline. I don't think Anna Brig is too great with ball. I think you're going to have really big problems with capitalizing on the space that this ball is inevitably going to create. As they walk in to first point.
Jake is on the soldier character, which is certainly an interesting pick. Certainly not a conventional pick here, but I mean, you can only do so much when you have older man hangs, and I mean, Nakira looking for a follow-up on Made of Power Drive there, but Aurora managed to stabilize through it. I mean, Funky Pack does job low there, Perseus as well, doorgenated. Luchter managed to find a mini pack there, I believe. Managing to stable more in this fight, and that's one of the things that the Juno Break up does so well. They managed to stable really hard in this fight. Nakira and Jake both dropped really low, and I mean, Aurora just sort of repelled like a nuclear cult made it drop low and just died there, yeah. I mean, Nakira dropped low, forced her to get like a mini, and they're in a really bad position now. They look to find a trade, but they just can't find it there.
Yeah, I think this is really like showing off the weaknesses of this Anna Brig backline with the ball. It's what a lot of ball comp wants to do is devolve these fights that make them really deathmatchy, and just the Anna Brig just can't get in because Dawes is just standing there and just throwing spears at them and spinning them back, and the Brig just can't get in. The Anna can't get angles with the nade. So unless Maeda can boot people in, it's just they're going to be placed split permanently.
I mean, good power drive there, but you have no one to follow up with. So, I mean, not the best. I mean, Barker does have a little rally now. So, I mean, all like two with a terror hudge. I didn't even notice like they were terror hudging. I mean, that's just a one fight here for Aurora. You have to imagine Nakira just jump off and Luchter finds Jake, and that's 2 minutes burnt now. And I mean, Jake is over to the tracer.
Old man of the tracer, yeah. As we know, maybe the proper plat, as he's been told. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, Perk looking for a pulse bomb here. Does get whipped away. Does nearly find the stick, but unfortunately doesn't quite find it. Dropping low, and I mean, Luchter drops low as well. Power drive there into the front line. I think hits Luchter. Luchter flanks out. I mean, Maeda finds Barker with the mines and grapples into Funky Pants for the pick. And I mean, High Noon are gonna look like they're gonna cap this first point here.
Yeah, I honestly like Aurora just lost his fight to themselves. Spurs just went in for the pulse, missed the pulse, forced all his blinks and recall, and then just walked into a PD. So I think Aurora are going to be like hitting themselves for this because, especially to this comp, you don't need to do much. You just sit there and just absorb these engages, and there's enough backline, and they just got too greedy, and it paid really badly for them.
Yeah, I mean, Barker used the rally in that as well, which is really bad. I mean, here we go. Aurora do drop off this high ground here, and this is something I do like. They're holding close into the ball comp, which is really what we want to see, I think, here. And I mean, Luchter just fighting a meow off the top rope there with the rail, and I mean, clearly we see Aurora just hold close here and deny any space for this ball comp.
Yeah, a ball can create so much space so quickly, but it's just impossible to inhabit it with doors just standing in the choke and just shooting at people. And Moda's really trying, and they go for the Nano Blade.
Nano Blade out here, finds Luchter. Oh, doesn't find anyone with the back of the clash, but I mean, they find the Barker at the end of it there, and find Funky Pants on the end of the Nano, and I mean, again, I mean, Aurora just slowly losing out to themselves, I think. I mean, I think they are sort of letting themselves down here. I mean, look at the ults they had in that fight, and I mean, they just managed to get traded out with just a Nano Blade. And Maeda's going to have the minefield now, and they're clearly just going to minefield out this choke when they try and walk.
Yeah.
I mean, Dork with them back.
Yeah, the one good thing about the Anna is you will have the Nano Blade every couple of fights, and it is just a +1 sort of situation with Nano Blade, especially with no Lucio on the enemy team being able to mitigate it with beat. And no, that's just pulls.
Rayo Lee coming out here. Luchter, all good off angle here from Luchter. I like this. Really good pinch there from Aurora. I mean, High Noon try and kite out away from the Ray, and I mean, really good from Luchter there to just hit the pinch, and the hole is going to come to a bit of a screeching. The push rather going to come to a screeching halt as Aurora clearly to try and look to set up again. Full forward hold.
Yeah,
Jace does have the Pokemon here. Clearly
sure.
Jace can stick someone here. Might just get one there. Jace does Pokemon the wall there. Doesn't find anything. Narkiko does go down. And
that wall is dead as hell.
I think great pick there. Perk does throw out the Pokemon there for some reason. Interestingly. But I mean, I mean AR High Noon are just bleeding out here slowly. They're just waiting for these Nano Blade fights to come out, and they don't have them every fight, so it's quite hard for them to do anything.
Yeah, it's just not looking good for them. They just can't take space because of their comp. It's just their comp doesn't work well together, and it's so easy to get picks. And I mean, there's a trade coming out here.
Yeah.
Just rail.
Narkiko does find funky packs, but that's a favourable trade for High Noon, you'd have to imagine. Maar does have a little minefield, does throw it out. And Door just get slept on the engage. Barker does find 2 here in the rally with Perk's help. And I mean, Luchter does get down to the mine. They are getting a bottom foot carpet here. I mean, Maya does try and find Barker here. Does eventually, with the help of Narkiko. Narkiko finds 2. Door does hit Terra Hudge there for the trade onto Narkiko. That AR High Noon are going to try and find Funky Packs here. Good movement, allows them to live, but Maya does find them eventually. Just Door in the fight so far, I think. Door does have help now. I mean, Door clearly just backs up here, and I mean, AR High Noon get a bunch of space back, and I mean, Aurora are gonna have to retake into this Nano Blade.
Yes. Yeah, there's just not much happening here. We're just waiting for ults, and a lot of fights that AR have won is just for ults, and here comes the Nano Blade. Wait, the Nano was missed actually.
Nano went onto the ball. Perk flew off the map, I think. We're gonna have to definitely get a replay of that eventually, but I mean, AR High Noon are slowly bleeding out in the fight, but I mean, Maida does find 2, 1 there, and have the mines. Maybe winnable for High Noon, and while they do find the trade, and they do win the fight. I mean, Perk does come back in touch, but I mean, not for long as he just blinks out to live, and I mean, wow.
It's just Aurora losing to himself, again, Perk's just found himself off the map. And, you know, his icon will bridge, like, it's easy to do, but on Tracer you have 3 blinks and a recall, so it's definitely not a great look from Pers here.
Ja, I mean, Perk en Jake both have vliegen Pokemon. I mean, clearly we're going to get Pokemon sometime going in like Gerig, but I mean, Perk dropping low on the angle, have to get packed. Luchter, dag pop there ook. Jake dag for a Pokemon, dag find a stick, echt bij Yu-Gi-Oh! However, Perk dag find the first stick in the Gerig. I mean, Luchter doesn't find anything with Lego. I mean, clearly you'd think we'd find more than 1 kill with one of these DPS hulks. And I mean, wow, I mean, Aurora do have their Terra Hudge and both their support up now. And I mean, 40 seconds on the clock. Jace goes over to the Farah, one of the heroes are probably much more comfortable on than the Tracer. But I mean, this is looking favourable for Aurora, you'd have to say. No Nano Blading high for High Noon, and a double support ult. I mean, Door dropping really low here, that's not what you want in the beginning of the fight.
Mine's come out, Maeda.
Yeah, big back and Terra Hudge there. I mean, I think Marker hit like a 3-man back there off the back of Dorkistan, and I mean, Paul rather. I mean, clearly we just see Aurora walk forward into the spawn with the Ray here.
Yeah, there's no touch that can come through, I don't think. Maybe, nah, it's way too far away. Spawn's coming too late. Definitely a decent push for AR considering the circumstances they're in, but to one's view, I think Aurora's just losing to themselves, and it's not really AR being like doing anything proactive. It's just Aurora being anti-proactive and just killing themselves, you know, on some of these points. But the Farah swap was actually, I think, a really good idea, but maybe a little bit too late from Jace. Maybe on second point it would have helped them get through it a lot quicker, you know.
Yeah, I can't quite call it. Yo, okay, you know what? We're probably not going to read that one out, but I'll let chat read that. Jace 7-5 here on the DPS, Dark Eagle 11-7, as opposed to Luchter 21-4, Perk 14-4, Dorg is 21-3 on the Aricha here. I mean, Dorg, I would want to tell you well done, but you are playing the Aricha character. I mean, good job, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Jay,
I mean-
here we go. Hovering his signature pick, you'd have to say the May. And I mean,
Maybe his only pick.
maybe. Luchter,
Yeah,
gonna be looking
as much as I like to take credit away from Marissa players, Dawes is definitely one of the stronger tanks in B League here, and he's really showing it. He's able to live a lot of these fights where they get messy with the ball, which is really important, and it's really good him being able to boot people away and just live for so long and get these massive ult combos with their brig, being able to bash the pools, and these ult rotations are looking really good from Dawes. So you can imagine they're being very active in VC.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, it could be interesting to see how the ball may certainly come into play here. I mean, early engage here from Maeda, looking to happen. 3-2-1 power driving. Do we have a follow-up? Or good damage onto Funky Bank. I believe Irrelevant is now back. Welcome back, Irrelevant. Funky Luchter rather, dropping down really low. All out from Jake. Trying to split out door, doesn't quite get it successfully low. I mean, Maeda dropping quite low there. Jake, you need to standing in that does damage to you. And I mean, Org just walking forward, taking point, and I mean, Aurora clearly now they're on the point. It's gonna be hard to take out at the point. Funky back to drop low, but the backline of AR High Noon just falls over. I mean, that's not what you want to see when you're playing Lechana Brig.
Yeah, Aurora takes this point in record pace, and AR really are not making this easier for themselves. They've only got their ball player here today. They're missing one of their DPS, and they're just here come the swaps that are needed.
Yeah.
This bit playing with ball and not having backline that can follow up on you makes ball that much harder. And having this double flex backline just is going to allow Maeda just to get so much more value because the sticky follow-ups, the nades follow-ups.
Maeda did find one in the back there. Dorg is splitting off the rest of the team, but Dorg, I think you need your team to help you though. Dorg, that hero is good, but you can't quite 1v4 on it. I hope you know that. And I mean, now, AR High Noon just get to take so much space in the fight because Dorg just is an inter. Like, stop Dorg.
Guys, you'll give Jace credit on his signature pick here. Warning of his Orisa just absolute travesty from Dawes here. Maybe getting a little bit too aggressive, not respecting this May enough, but Jace bites back, showing that maybe Unk still got it.
Yeah, I mean, good ult bank though for Aurora coming up, you have to say. I mean, Rally, Ochi, Terra Surge, where High Noon have the Minefield and the Booker coming up. And I mean, the overclock that was going to be coming out from Lucky soon does disappear. Maeda does find Luchter though. Terra Surge from Dorg, the certainly interesting Dorg. You have to stand next to the people you want to Terra Surge. Like, come on. But I mean, Charlie Brown's just hard scoping out that Juno. I mean, they just die for it. And I mean, this is clearly going to be a fight one for Aurora here. Jake just staggers out on the car to try and get some more time. Maeda does come in, give Jake a little help, but Jake is just going to max out their ice block on point, and then, yeah, I mean, this is sort of what Aurora want to see here from themselves.
Yeah, maybe not the best ult usage from Dawes here, but they managed to create this space which the hitscan really likes to capitalize off, and Maeda just can't really get the value that they need. Now, of course, going low again.
Yeah, see, I mean, they're just going really low. Dorg, you have Javelin up, just Javelin them, Dorg. Hey, you missed the Javelin, Dorg, we have to hit that Javelin, Dorg. Jake still has this Blizzard though in the fight. Clearly, we hit the Blizzard in the fight coming out. Right out from Funky Banks. Barker does find Nakichach, and Jake is still holding onto the rally. Maeda does trade it though. Jake to come back. Rally is out onto the fortifying Aricha. I mean, finds the brig somehow. That was very lucky. And I mean, Jake, Unk still got it, Perk and Dorg do find trades in the fight though. Meow finds one as well. I mean, Dorg, I think, is just going to get staggered out here slowly. Does find a trade, but I mean, a little too late, I think. And High Noon just somehow win out that fight.
Yeah, gonna halt this push, and maybe the Maple is better than I originally thought. Having one trick on a team is normally bad, but I think the more one tricks you have on a team just makes it more and more horrible to play against, and it's definitely showing. It's really hard for Aurora to break through this because there's just so much stall, so much stagger, so many walls, so many things they can't really walk through, and it makes it really hard walking out.
Here we go. Look at what I'm about to say. I really love to say there's a good nano ball engage here. Jake does fall over, but I mean,
Bomb comes out.
both bomb and a rally here for the side of Aurora, and I mean, what was a good engage, I believe, from Maeda turns into a bit of a cataclysmic fight. As I mean, he just has no follow up after the engage, and I mean, Thor clearly just get a Terror Hunch on point, and I mean, you have to find the knockoff on Maeda, but you miss the javelin. Come
Wow.
on, that's a big hit.
That's the
We
thing.
can't be missing that. Like, I mean, Maeda is dropping low, finding the minefield on the point. Good minefield, I think, and I mean, Thor just have to back up there, and I mean, High Noon, finding space. I mean, they don't really have any ult coming up, so I mean,
what
a
Thor
javelin there,
Chase,
a javelin.
can't be doing that. And I mean, Meow just jaywalking and left the line of height there as well. Like, you can't be doing that into a Geuge. En I mean, Lachter vangt boven de backline ligt bij en mij dat je getaggen rauw. And I mean, like he just tried to the point. And I mean, I think Jay might get tagged here. Good
Hey,
ball
stop.
yeah, I mean,
It's forgetting the patch they added like 2 years ago at this point. It's fine though. I think they should get a touch coming through. Hopefully.
good power drive.
I mean-
Good power drive there from Maeda to stop Lachter from gliding away. But I mean, unfortunately, no follow. What a stick from Perth there onto Meow. And I mean, unfortunately, I think this is a bit too late for Hayanoon. And I mean, Aurora, I mean, finally take the map. I mean, I think Aurora might be kicking themselves for not winning that sooner. But I mean, good not too bad performances from AR Hayanoon.
Yeah, I think Maida's really trying to make something happen here. What a play, by the way, from background doors here. Really syncing up with these old.
Probably the one good thing Dor did doing this map, and I mean,
We hate doors here on the BPL channel.
I mean, Aurora's take the map, and I mean, High Noon get their first ban there coming into, I believe it's Ichberange.
It's new creature.
New Queen Street rather, my bad. I mean, High Noon, I mean, do you think they protect the ball ban here?
Yeah, it's got to be. Maybe the one positive you can bring from losing this map is you get first ban, so you can now protect the ball. But I mean, do you want to even protect the ball? Maybe there's some other issues in the backline, especially. I think that maybe you want to ban out something on their backline to make your backline a little bit more viable. But at the same time, Dawes was just running havoc on this Orisa, so maybe simultaneously banning out the horse character and protecting your ball might be the right ban coming through here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We'll have to see what happens now for the next map. I mean, be interesting to see how High Noon can come back into it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, many will be asking, how did High Noon lose with attacking advantage?
Exactly.
And obviously, we're just gonna be waiting on the bangs here. If you're Aurora, how do you ban in response? How do you ban on this map? Obviously, you don't have the first ban, but I mean, what are you looking to neutralize on the side of High Noon?
I'm not sure really. I mean, obviously, if ball is open to be banned, that's the ban you want, especially on this new Queen Street where ball is. It's got these, lanes and tight corridors you can just weave between and just get so many pile drives off these mini high grounds where you can jump up. So obviously having a one trick in and having such a good map for ball is a great ban here. But if the ball is protected, I'm not sure really. Any ideas relevant?
I mean, no. I mean, it comes down like you said, if ball gets protected, they have to go heavy on DPS because it comes to ball. The support for the ball is going to be there in and out on their ball. So I don't think you focus on support comp more so much as your DPS comp. You want to shut down the individuality of one person being able to change the momentum of a game very quickly. So like I said, let's go with the one trick ball. You want to get rid of the Soj, you probably get rid of Freya. Those are going to be like your top two. You want to eliminate any sort of individuality character that can just kind of walk through your tank and just clean up with ease.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what they should be looking for. Obviously, Frey got banned last map. I don't think you saw that, so it would have to be Sojin if they were to ban one of them. But it's sort of those you're damned if you do, damned if you don't moments. You ban the Soy, you get the Freya. If you ban the Freya, you get the Soy. So
Diva ban there for High Noon, and hopefully, like we said, protecting the ball pick there. And I mean, honestly, I don't know if Aurora didn't ban it on their first chunk. I don't know if they would have banned it here, but I mean, potentially it could have.
Yeah.
And I think Aurora. I mean, maybe ban a support pick here. I mean, I believe you're going to be bringing in Nightingale and Wave for this map. I mean, yeah, there you go. You ban out the Kiriko. I mean, maybe we see either the Juno break here or the Ana break. I mean,
Yeah,
be
I
interesting
think
to see.
I think that's a good spot from Aurora actually, because unless I'm mistaken, I don't think AR actually played Juno that map. They either played Ana Brig or like Ana Kiri. I think they might have played Juno. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I believe so. They did play Juno at some point, but they never played Juno break.
So
So they could just be forcing
maybe
them into that mirror.
yeah, maybe the weakness in the comp has been detected, and you're either forcing AR to play the Ana Brig or the Juno Brig, which maybe they're not as strong on. So I think definitely a heads up pick from Aurora here. On AR side, I'm not sure about the Diva ban. Considering Dawes has played nothing but Orisa, and considering the way Orisa interacts with Bull, making Bull unable to have that solo carry potential that I think Mida needs to have this series, especially with the disadvantages they have so far. I think the Orisa ban would have been much better from them, but Diva was definitely maybe on the list, but I don't expect Dawes to be too upset about that. Just being able to lock Orisa again.
Yeah, I mean, Dork just gets to lock their one trick. I mean, I'm sure they're happy about that. I mean, disgusting pig hero, as Dork would probably say. Probably in response to a different hero, but that Arika character is very disgusting. And I mean, I think Aurora are laughing all the way to the bank if they get to just play more of this Arika character into into a ball. And I mean, we'll have to wonder, how do High Noon find themselves back into the series?
I don't know. I mean, they held their own. Kind of had some issues at the end. I think I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna say set the tone, but I think it just comes down to getting your picks where you can and not force out too much too soon. I know it's a very push map. It's more team push, and you have some flanking, which was great. But I think if you're gonna flank, you have to look at who your team's looking at and try to see if you can either get someone to look at you, or get or pick out the person your team is looking at first.
Yeah. And just a reminder, I don't think we're going to be seeing any substitutions for AR High Noon, but I believe Aurora we will be seeing substitutions. I believe Wave and Nightingale will be coming in for Perseus and Funky Panks. And yeah, going into New Queen Street here. Do we expect to see more of the same?
Yeah, I think these bans haven't changed too much. Especially the AR ban. I think Bull Comp is definitely stronger here, but I think it should be more of the same story. Maybe the subs have made the team weaker, but I think with Wave in, I think as we know the monster Wave is in the B League, I'm not sure it's going to make much of a difference, if not make the gap between these teams even wider.
Yeah, and as I said here, Wave and Nightingale both in for Perseus and Funky Banks. And Door locking the Halfling Spawn, another very strong hero, especially on this map. And Jake hovering the legs. I mean, you'd have to think this is certainly one of the few picks in Jake's hero pool that definitely is good on this map.
Yeah, I actually really rate Soldier on this map. I think Soldiers can take really good off angles on long sight lines, which normally Tracer would beat him at. But I think the sight lines on this map are so long where Soldier actually gets the upper hand on some of these fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we look at the split here that AR High Noon are playing, I mean, you have the Lucio Soldier split. I mean, looking for the follow up off the ball engage, and I mean, Jay doesn't die immediately there. Like, he goes toch fijn lachter. Jay's still alive, finally goes down. I mean, kind of criminal they live for that long. And I mean, Kichog is about half HP here, but Wave zich fine from Meow, and I think High Noon are slowly going to lose out in this fight, maybe try and stall out bot for as long as they can. Kichog toch find a good pick up to Nightingale. They've found some good opening picks in this fight so far, and I mean, this will definitely help High Noon coming back into the fight, but I mean, Maiden and Kichog are probably just going to try and be a menace and just live on point for as long as they can here. Barker does your blow, and I mean, Maiden does find too good to find a trade there. I mean, look
Yeah, I
at the
mean-
pressure Jake putting down on
Oh.
Dorf there as well. I mean,
Jeez.
the coaches are showing decent value there. I mean, coming back fast into the fight, and I mean, High Noon are going to get some percentage on the board here.
Yeah, I really like these comp swaps from Hanoon. I think the Lucio Moira is a lot better at following up on this ball's pressure. And I mean, you know me, the biggest Moira shooter of all time. I think it's really good at shutting down wave, and the deflect is obviously useless against the Moira primary fire. So I think definitely
Yeah,
good swaps.
Maida does drop very low there, but Maida does have the mindful up now, and you can get immediately into the backline. Charlie Brown has just dropped low for the side of High Noon. Barker very low as well. Barker does die. That's a good trade there for the side of High Noon, and Jake finds Nightingale. I mean, High Noon are finding some decent picks here. Downpour out from Dork. I don't know if it hits anyone. Jake
my
finds two
God,
left.
Jake's online.
They are still gonna
Unk
clean
has
up.
hangs. Unk might have hangs, guys. Oh my god. And I mean, wow. Jake finds her third as well.
Yeah, this is what I was saying at the start of the map. Like this soldier taking these really wide and long off angles where they can't really be caught on them because he just runs away and puts down the healing pad. So I think the pick is pretty good.
Wow.
Not to cut
he
you
gets
off, but I just find a good early pick there onto Lachta. I mean, look, gonna really give High Noon so much momentum if the butt crash goes. I mean, Maeda just maybe go a little bit early here, just to lose a lot of HP and gonna force out a lot of the more vehicles here. But I mean, Jake really hecht liggen here. Wave does have the blade, and I imagine we're gonna get here to try and stabilize until it's plug and try and stop from the bleeding here. Lachta does find the double stick, and Jake just about live. And here we go. Oh, I think we might just throw an Ajax there from Charlie Brown.
Wow.
Since-
Was an
Don't
Ajax.
talk to me since I've had my Ajax. Don't talk to me since I've had my big Ajax.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think about time Aurora want to fight here. I mean, the way it's lifting. I mean, they used Rallying Blade for it. So I mean, definitely not the worst fight for High Noon. But I mean, losing the beat is gonna be very costly. But they do have the Visor and the Coalition now, and they're probably just gonna want to try and run hard with these ults. But Dork finds Meow, and that's not what they wanted at all.
Yeah, the strength of this backline is really about living, and there's not much living happening. So maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should be a little bit more careful of what we're doing and not dying. with
90k
the-
dropping really low there, and Lakiro does find the pick. That's really good for AR. I think they come back in, and Maeda's probably gonna have a minefield on cart here. Charlie Brown does drop really low, really nice one wave there, and I mean, Maeda does find Barker. I mean, Aurora don't have a backline in this fight, and Maeda finds a third in this fight. Maeda's playing really well here so far. Does get traded out by Dork, but I mean, Nakiko and Jake combined to find wave, and I mean, Jake could just steal the bot here. I mean, Jake, just take the bot, bro.
He's going to walk his He's going his little OAP walk.
And I mean, this is exactly what you want if you're High Noon, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
have 4 ults on the board. Aurora only have 2 for themselves, and I mean, if you just go fast with with 2 of your ults here and secure the checkpoint, you're gonna have a lot of momentum coming into like the latter half of the map.
Wow.
But
and-
Dork finds Nakiko, and that's the last thing you want, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Jace is just have to wait for like a good moment to use ult, and probably he's gonna find it soon. Wow.
Yeah, and I mean,
Just cleans up.
yeah, I mean, High Noon just aren't pulling the trigger on what they need to do. Like, they have 4 ults, and they're just not going anywhere. And I mean, Aurora just find picks, and all of a sudden, Jake has been holding this Visor forever. And I mean, the same thing with the Coalition on Meow. I mean, you really need them to do something here. And I mean, here you go, the minefield and the ult come out, and Mutlachta immediately down. Ray traded here for Nightingale. Geen de Coalition. Door, tegen de downpoint. I don't think it hits anyone. Jake and Charlie Brown brush up in low. Meow finds Door. Jake finds Wave, but Charlie Brown gets traded from the torpedo by Nightingale. Meow finds Nightingale as well, and I mean, Barker really just goes down here to Maeda right at the end of the fight, and I mean, Barker just drops off the map to reset, and I mean, Aurora do get a little bit of extra distance on the board, but High Noon, 4 minutes to go. I mean, yeah, good amount of lead so far, and I mean, definitely not the worst spot to be in. And I mean, Maeda just go fully look for a boot through here. I mean, doesn't find it. I mean,
Almost.
High Noon do get the checkpoint off the back of it though, and clearly we need to see Jake use the Weiger groen.
Yeah, he's holding on to it. But he doesn't really have much space to use it. He's on the downside, but he's so.
Oh, lachte just find one Kiegoch.
Okay.
And I mean, High Noon probably just have to give up space here. And I mean, Jake pops a Weiger in response, Wave drops low, and I mean,
You remember he has the Q. You remember he has the Q.
Yeah.
Almost
Unk using the aimbot finally, and just doesn't find anything.
nothing. Just
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
good
stable,
control.
but I mean, Good pile
Yeah.
drive here from Maeda. He's looking for the Juno. Juno dropped low. Juno
Juno's
nearly
so
dead.
low. Juno's so low. Juno's absolute.
There we go. Finally, like a really good pick. But Jake traded. And I mean, Meow traded as well. Wave dropped the
comes
blade.
out.
And I
It's
mean,
3.
honestly, this might be an over-investment for Wave. I think the fight was already won. And I mean, Maeda dacht to get a trade. Not Kieger, rather. Find the Pogbomb
Oh,
onto the
wow.
floor. They find trade though. But Wave is stealing the bot, which is the last thing High Noon want here. But they finally steal it back. And I mean,
Yeah,
we're gonna have
I think Wade is really making this match. Like I said, Bull turns these fights into complete death matches, and especially with AR's comp, they're just able to capitalize that a lot more than Aurora. And one fights just aren't won with Aurora because Mighty gets a big slam, Meow throws in a damage orb, and suddenly it's equal again.
Yeah, I'm really looking to see a big minefield here from Maeda. Really going to need a clear, but Charlie Brown does have the beat to Mira Barker. Hopefully this beat doesn't end up like the last one. Meow dropping really low. Might need a clear beat to stable in the fight, but no, Meow just dies. And I mean, the fight just going to go to Aurora, you think. But I mean, yeah.
3.
Probably going to see
again.
Maeda and Kieger just stall bot for a little bit here. And I mean, 2 minutes 30 coming up on the clock. And I mean, Aurora suddenly have a lot of momentum with 4 ults on the board. And it's looking promising for Aurora now.
Yeah, I think they just need to strike first there. Like maybe catch Mido on a bad rotation, or even Meow after they fade to use their damage orb and they don't have a healing orb.
That's close to what they were looking for there. I mean, Jake nearly got caught off on the angle, and I mean, Nightingale raying, but I mean, no one's really there. Jake just finds out what the Hazard character does. Downpour out.
Comes out.
Door, and I mean, ooh, I mean, this is a costly fight for High Noon. Yeah. Maeda does find a trade there, and the beat late in the fight from Bucket here to try and stay with it. And I mean, I think AR High Noon might get the better of this fight. They have respawn advantage as well. And Maeda's still alive. They comes back, yeah. 2 minutes now, and Aurora do get about 10 more meters on the board, but 2 minutes on left on the clock. And I mean, it's looking really promising for AR High Noon.
Yeah, like I said, these fights that look so lost, they're just getting flipped because we use a couple of ults and AR High Noon's turn, and with these such survival characters, oh, maybe not.
Chase just, I mean, positioning a bit interestingly there, but Nakiko is on the flank with the Pokemon. Does find Nightingale, a really good pick. I mean, that's the exact trade you want in this fight, I'd imagine. And I mean, Nakiko still has the Pokemon on the prowl looking for it. Doesn't find the stick, but Wave does back towards it. Wave drops low. And I mean, I think Maeda does find a bit of damage on the way from the power drive, and there we go. Exactly what you said about the Moira there. Yuki finds you find Wave in that fight, and Maeda clean cut doors. And I mean, now 1 minute left on the clock. Maeda has a minefield, and it's looking more and more promising for Aurora. And if we find a late pick, that's exactly what we want if we're AR High Noon.
He's not close to B either, so that's a big pick there, that Lucio.
Oh, Nightingale goes over to the Moira themselves and just dies immediately. Jake manages to follow up on Naki's damage. Wave comes in with the blade. Does find one, finds two, finds a third. Really nice blade here from Wave, but I mean, look, AR High Noon, you can now walk for the fight. And look at how far ahead they are. I mean, this is now going to be final fight territory. Dorg only has a downpour, and I mean, Maeda has a minefield. Jake is coming up on a visor. Meow could probably build a coalition in this fight, and I mean, Nakiko's going to get a poke 100%, and I mean, this is just looking really favourable for AR High Noon.
Yeah, crucially on this attack, well, this attacking side from Aurora, they didn't manage to get the cap, so they need to win at least 2 fights here to be able to actually cap. Yeah. And with so many ults coming
good
through.
Minefield here.
Minefield out. And just like that. I mean,
out. I don't think it hits anyone can be found, and Dorg just dies. Dorg, we can't be losing him out to Jake DPS. Gully, Jake finds the Viger, Duck Trade Wave, Jake finds Barker. I mean, not Jake, the Maeda finds another. And wow, AR High Noon find the map. Lacht de Duck find the stick on the Jake. Doesn't have the reflexes to dodge the poke, but I mean, wow, what a map from Maeda here. Maeda and Nakiko, sorry, I should say. Very good map from both of them, I'd say. And I mean, all of a sudden, Aurora, you might be on fraud watch.
Tab, can we get a tab? I'd love to see Jace's KD right now.
Yeah, let's see this. Let's see this amazing
Fraud press
accuracy.
tab at all, even quickly.
I feel like that could be cool. This guy.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Even without pressing tab, Jace was getting so many picks and not dying quite a lot, but maybe not as much as you would expect at the start of that map. So really impressive showing from our OAP on the field.
Yeah, I mean, now we're going to go over to Watchpoint Gibraltar, where, I mean, de gozer, I mean, it's definitely not as strong as it is on Lichtmap, but I mean, it's definitely still viable. And I think even High Newton could definitely still pull out something with the May, even, you'd think, where you just
Yeah.
you bunker down on cart, just force cart permanently. And I mean, yeah, I mean, I think if you're Aurora, look at your series to lose right now, and I think Aurora is definitely going to have to be a bit shaky here, because I mean, you just lost a map, which you definitely you know, you
There
think
needs to be
that
a
way.
serious conversation started. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I mean-
crucially though, even though this map was won, it is maybe a Pyrrhic victory for AR High Noon, because the ball ban that Aurora have been saving all the series is now able to be put in first from Aurora. You can't protect it, and it's there. So
That's the thing. However, I mean, you could see something like the Malga come out for AR High Noon here. I mean, you did your way for the Diva ban, unfortunately, but I mean, I think maybe you ban the Aricha to stop any sort of Malga like hard counter, and you play
if they ban ball,
Malga
they can't do
if
that. If they
ball
ban
gets
ball, they can't.
banned. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my bad, but I think you just try and ban something that counters the Malga, maybe like the Trojan, and then I think you just hard anchor down on cart, and you just make Aurora have to play uncomfortable Overwatch. Like, this is High Noon's series to dictate at this point. You're making Aurora play uncomfortable Overwatch when they're trying to play Overwatch the way it should be played.
Yeah.
Should be played. Yes, should be played.
Should be played. Yeah. No matter what else.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Yeah, I definitely have to put them in a very uncomfortable position to make it in their favor. I agree with you on that one.
Obviously, preemptively, because we're going to a third map here. Who so far do you think is gonna, for both sides, is the MVP? The most valuable player in this series. Like,
mean,
who do
I
you
think-
think's had the most impact?
I think undoubtedly, I think for AR Heine, Maeda has looked very good, especially on that new Queen Street. But I mean, I do want to shout out Narkiko as well, because I think they've been very excellent as well, especially on that tracer on that map. And
Yeah.
I think if we're looking at the side of Aurora, I mean, I think Barker's been very solid. Wave on that map definitely was not the reason they lost, and I think I think Perg had a solid first map as well, and I mean, Luchter does get to play the Freya character on this map now as well, probably, depending on what the bans are. But we'll have to see. I mean, clearly we see the ball ban, right? That's what we've been
Yeah.
sort of hyping up. But I mean,
Yeah. It would only make sense.
There it
Yes,
is,
there's
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's about time, right? Like, but I mean,
Like, has
this is-
Maida done the gaslight I did? The generational gaslight that Maida is not actually a ball one trick. We will have to. Everyone's on the edge of their seats, I'm sure, finding out if Maida do got that Malga in them.
they did tell me during the bounty battle that they have been practicing a few other heroes in ranked, but I mean, as I said, this is Aurora series to lose at this point. You have Maeda off their one trick. You have Jace on a map that's not very comfortable
You have
for their hero
Jace?
pool.
Hey, you just got
Um,
that, Jay.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, but yeah, and then Aurora. I mean, I think as I said, it's their series to lose now, and High Noon are definitely making them sweat, and I think it definitely couldn't come down for this for Aurora.
Imagine the play though that M is actually here the entire time, hiding out of VC. Now comes in last second, ball's banned. That'd be a tale.
I mean,
You
I
could
don't
tell
think,
it's good,
unfortunately, I don't think M is very much of a Winston player, more so known for their ground tank. But I mean, again, that would fit the strategy that I'm putting into the narrative of making Aurora play uncomfortable Overwatch, and there's the Genji ban, banning out
Yeah.
Wave.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, you did just win the map with Wave in, but this is a map where Genji is very good, very vertical map. You definitely want to play Tracer over the Genji here. So I mean, we're probably going to see Luchter and Perglich in if I had the year, but Wave has allegedly been practicing other heroes, so Wave might stay in. This will be very interesting to see. I think this is a very good ban here for High Noon. I mean, you ban sort of a signature pick for a signature pick. And I mean, yeah, like, be very interesting to see how this map plays out. And I'm not sure who will be attacking first, but I imagine it might be High Noon if the lobby stayed the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, like this is gonna come down to maybe even vibes in the VC. Like I'm a big like rater of like the team mental is such a big point in how well a team performs. And maybe Aurora's sitting there like, oh my god, I've just lost the map to Jace, and they might be just boomed because I would be too, to be honest.
If I'm Dog, I'm looking at that map and I'm like, how did I lose a map to Unk? Like, I mean, honestly, I don't know why I'm saying that, 'cause I think Dork is Unk as well. I mean, potentially even older than Jake himself, which is crazy. How are you older than Unk? But I mean,
But yeah, but if I think Aurora should have this, I think Aurora should, maybe cling to the happiness of not being able to have to deal with this ball again, and now they get to play Gibraltar, and yeah, I'm not sure what the picks are going to be because unfortunately for Maeda, this is not a good Malga map, so they're gonna have to try flex to something else, which
well, that's the thing. It's not a very good Malga map, is it? But they can force it, and they can force Aurora to play uncomfortable Overwatch, as I was saying. And I just want to quickly go on a slight tangent here.
Okay.
This match was very heavily community predicted in the favor of Aurora. About I think about 80% of the community vote was favoring Aurora in this match, with 16% of the community voting on an AR High Noon 2-1. So yeah, Wave is still in for this map notably. Blocking the trick here. And Maeda is hovering the Malga, as we said. Jake yet to pick a hero. But I mean, there's the May pick, and as I said, you bunker down on cart, you force Aurora to play Overwatch in an uncomfortable way, force them to play to how High Noon wants to play, and that's how you win the map, I think, if you're High Noon.
yeah, hopefully it's going to be that easy for them. But this map is just so vertical that I think it's going to be very hard. But we shall see, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Maeda is rolling out on the Winston, Jake on the Malga, sorry, I'm looking at Dork there on the Winston, but I mean, this is a favourable matchup for Maeda in a vacuum, but I mean, like you said, very vertical map, and look, they're just doing exactly what I said they could do. Just anchoring down on cart, and there you go. I mean, Jake, I mean, they're backline on the high ground there, I don't know why you're walling that, but I mean, volgens Dork out, there's just volgen cart. I mean, jullie you just 5v1 wave on cart here, and I mean, yeah, you keep pushing cart. There you go. Jake finds an eigenlijk still has hangs. I mean, Dork jumped in here, doesn't really have an escape route, and I mean, jullie just gonna get melted down. Yeah, look, this is exactly what High Noon need to be doing. There you go, Dork. I mean, potentially getting a little bit annoyed here, and I mean, this is there you go, Jake tempting it in, and I think that Malga, the Malga is forcing someone like a very different playstyle out from High Noon, and I mean, Jake usually going out on the thingy, and I mean, the back room of Aurora might be getting slightly tilted here. And look, Dork just getting melted on this pick with the hazard pick, and I mean, Jake does get walled off, and I mean, here you go. Look at where Aurora are going to sort of maybe start to settle more into it now that they've sort of cut AR High Noon's momentum out. But I mean, they could still be winnable for High Noon. Like, look, we have a Nano and a Bola shot, Yuki.
Yeah,
big anti there.
Yeah, it's such a weird match to watch because Aurora should not be losing. Like there should be no, like, this should just be kill after kill after kill. It's, like we see, anti on the Malga dead, but I mean, so far the first couple fights went in High Noon's way, and Thor's visibly frustrated. So yeah, maybe there's some other factors at play in this match.
Race is dropping low, big Bola shot there, forces them off of blue.
Oh, the
Nano onto Narkikos there to get the Freya to be doing a lot of damage. Good engage from Maeda here. Clearly we find a pick here, Narkikos please, we have to find something. Kruger is for there we go. Freya's are traded. downpour here from Door onto the Haggard, but I mean, look at this.
And what,
Aurora just
every
dumped a
queue.
bunch of ults
3
into the
ults
fight.
used, 3
And
ults to 1 or
I mean,
2.
Barker has the rally. I mean, Wave is coming up on the bowler cart, but Maeda has the cage. Jake has the blizzard. You file for fight on
gosh.
point. You cage. You blizzard. You just burn Door on point, and I mean, there's not really much Aurora can do if they try and fight in the cage. If you blizzard, Jake just has to not get the rally blizzard. The blizzard rallied.
So the cage is
And
still.
Maeda
Oh,
just falls
Wow,
over.
and they
It's the last
don't
thing
even
you
know
want.
to walk up.
yeah. Now the point is pushed to this sort of like alcove sort of area. There's so many angles
Yeah.
that the Malgus can get shot at from, and there's just literally nothing on High Noon that can contest and like force these this Freya, this Ashe, even this Anna off these angles. And they just have to run it down main, hope doors in, switch.
I mean, like,
it's a possibility.
I mean,
but-
that's a great pick there. I mean, you obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, Maeda dropping really low, but I mean, you've built a lot of Kinetic charge. I mean, Wave is dropping really low. They locked it onto the Tracer now as well for the re-engage. But look, I mean, AR High Noon have 2 picks in the fight, and they still have their ults. And I mean, I don't think they even have to use them. This is like exactly what you want if you're AR High Noon.
That was
And look, if
Great
I'm
timing
like,
in chat.
if I'm Jake, I'm typing in chat and I'm trying to get a more right up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really there. I mean, yeah. Like,
I mean,
as
as I-
Bola. I mean, they get, like I said, they use any ults, and they're about to get another one right on top of that. But I have all 5 of them this next fight.
I mean, here's the thing though, right? Look at how much High Noon are getting this progress, and eventually Door or someone is going to have to contest, and when they do, they are going to get caged and they're going to get blizzarded. And here we go, this is probably it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Wade dropping really low already. Made it, it does get
Oh, wow.
antied, made it,
Wade's dead.
slowly we get
Oh,
oh,
Wade's
that's
dead.
there you go,
Caged.
that's exactly what we're after. There's the blizzard,
There's
yeah, and Door's
Blizzard.
just
There's
dead.
Suicide Rush.
And if
There's
I'm
Ball,
Door,
they
I
just
am
use
tilted,
everything
and for a
here.
fact, I know Door is tilted after that. There you go.
There you go. That's a
And
confirmation.
just like that, Aurora have been taken to the 3rd point of Gibraltar, it playing a dive comp against Malgamay. This is exactly what High Noon need to do to win the series, and it is working to a T. Maybe not to
Yeah.
a T, but they are playing scruffy Overwatch, and it is working. Obviously, I
Yeah.
think Aurora probably favourable in this next fight. I mean, they have a downpour, a nano, and a rally available. Can have a bob too. I mean, you have 4 ults in this fight. If you're Aurora, you just need to calm down and not in,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
just lock in. Yeah.
As much as the downpour is a great ult, it's
Because that's the
not
downpour.
that great against this comp.
Yeah.
Good wall from Jake there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Just
The
follow
wall
up,
saves
follow
the whole
up. I
team.
mean, Charlie Brown does a job. I mean, High Noon could just go back to spawn, stabilize, come back in with a nano onto the Freya probably, and hope like he kills 5.
Yeah,
it's
Aurora
just-
dude just has to play like they have to play height, they have to play up. Because like you said earlier, Maga has to go run down main. He can't push someone off height. I mean, Freya, if anything, could like you see could jump up on height, but I mean you have an Ashe that's gonna take you out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
Ash is
Yeah,
out.
thank God immediately. That's 1 ult immediately gone. Nano onto Narkikoch. Narkikoch finds
Wave
another.
1.
And now, Aurora down 2 ults in a fight. They go for the rally. But I mean,
That's
Roller
pretty
onto
rally,
it too.
yeah.
Narkikoch
No
has killed 3 in this fight. And I mean, this is exactly what I said. You nano Narkikoch, hope they kill 5. And I mean, they killed 3, and Doors are now needed and about to fall onto.
Oh, it's not moving. Like, it's not moving.
Heart is moving now though. But I mean,
Respawns to come through. and
Aurora
given.
slowly losing ground. And I mean,
Oh, there's no
maybe
Bobbin.
a bit
There's
early.
no Bob.
Yeah, Miad is really
Someone's
low.
got touch.
I mean, that's
Touch
a
point,
good
guys.
choice.
Touch
Someone's
point.
got touch. Head Bob, no touch. It's
Guys,
A point.
Good point. And Bob and everything. Because I think so much earlier, and just why did you just walk around to the other side of spawn point? So it looked like you just
Yeah, we
walked
saw
to the
we
other
saw
side.
Luster walk back into spawn to try to get an angle maybe, but I mean there was a bob that should have gone to point. I guess just didn't. And oh, if you're Aurora, you must be so tilted right now. It's just
Yeah,
everything's going wrong. You know, we're playing Brig as well, and you know normally Brig is a big issue on. My either dropping the BM in chat. Yeah, but normally Brig is great on this map with the high grounds that you can control and bully people off. But I mean, if you look at High Noon's comp, nothing wants the high ground, nothing cares about the high ground, and you can't swing, you can't proc and spy. Like you just get on Weaver at that point, and maybe Weaver is the good pick because the as Moon said the cage and the Blizzard combo is really good. But if you have the Weaver pick, you can just pull them out the cage, and maybe that's what Doors needs because Doors needs a little bit of care in their life right now because. Clearly, they're not very happy. So maybe a pool or two might
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't know where I'm going with that.
I
but
think
yeah.
I think Aurora might be a little bit round here, and the ball is well and truly in AR Heining's court now. I think
Yeah.
you keep playing like Malcolm,
I
you
get
hold
you,
close, and you're literally playing for as many fights as possible. If I'm AR High Noon, I'm holding in the mega room, and then I'm trying to get a hold underneath in like the cubby room next to the other mega as well.
Yeah. Maybe the ball is not in their court, but the Malgud certainly is. So
Yeah.
we'll have to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, they could easily
I
play,
mean-
like you said, that cubby hole and just, pinch him down and make them have to pick a side,
mean-
but they're playing height. I mean,
Immediately, I'm just not a fan of AR Hiding cards. They have a certain way they need to play it, and they're not playing it. They're playing they're playing like they should be playing a dive comp, but they're not.
Yeah,
they're
the
playing
cards, the
Malgrim.
cards
They're
just
playing
moving
Malgrim.
through.
Yeah, and now you're down 2. You can't contest cart, and you're literally losing out on where your comp is good.
and Trace is just gonna walk it. Wave's just gonna keep walking point. No one's gonna jump on him. No one's even looking at him.
Like look at where cart is. Like
Yeah.
cart is just beyond where it's good for them to fight now. Like
There's
they
height
just need to
here.
basically.
You can split off. Yep.
I mean, look. I mean, Lachter toch shot. No, Jake. No, fucking Nakira. Sorry,
Jace is
my
just-
bad for. But I mean,
don't
this
know.
is a serious all time. My brain's getting fried.
is-
But I mean,
yeah.
Jake just.
We're on
died
Zen.
there. I mean,
oh my god.
Zen pick
I
come
mean-
out. Maybe
Wow.
maybe
Oh my God,
desperation
Tracer can
pick.
get
but-
him. Wow, it
I mean,
works.
wow. I mean,
I mean, that's a get back, but I mean, it ain't gonna matter. They're just gonna push this thing all the way to the point and get that close spawn.
yeah.
And
I
you gotta
mean,
maybe think AR High Noon maybe got too much ahead of themselves in the BM and shit talk, and maybe didn't think about this first point defense and what their comp is actually good at, and tried to play it like they're playing Winston. And I mean, May is not Genji, unfortunately, Jace, as much as you'd like to believe that. So yeah, the
This
first
is-
point goes as quick as it does for them as well.
Dork does drop low here, but I mean, if they can bring the cart to a halt here, which I mean, Dork dropping low, there you go, look exactly what you want. High Noon, now they just need to play close.
I mean,
High
look at
Noon,
that. I mean,
stuff the door, burn as much
Yeah,
time as
they-
you can, force ult, and I mean, look, Aurora have 5 ults. They are inevitably, like, if someone on High Noon is ult tracking, they should know, hey, they have 5
Wow.
ults. We just need to, burn as much time as possible.
Dark gets early
I mean,
pick
good
on
sleep
Manga.
there onto door. Good nade.
Ed,
George,
That
hey,
gets it back on
come
Jay.
on,
Wow. This is.
I mean, Polar is out there. Nakiro and
They
left
trade.
to trade. Nano onto Maeda there. I mean, you might see a Trank get 4-2 or something to try and live, but I mean, Baka does have the exchange to hold it, and I mean, Downpour is out now. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, come on, Jake. Come on. I mean,
There's
it's
strength.
crazy how Dork doesn't kill that, but I mean, Meow does fall eventually. And I mean, here you go. Look, we have burned ult out of Aurora, and I mean, Maeda does die, but now High Noon just need a stable, and I mean, they're
How's
slowly
Logran? I
bleeding
mean-
out. And but look, Kark barely moves, which is the most important thing. So I
Yeah.
mean, I think High Noon will get a touch. which is
Crucially
exactly what we
though,
want.
crucially the point has started moving, and they're through this horrible choke, which obviously was reworked to be less horrible, but it's still not great to get through. The point's moving now, so Aurora can have set up on these high grounds and that, and now like the point's in a lot more favor for Aurora. So hopefully they should be able to capitalize off this with their hits.
Yeah, this manga just sits
Cage
right
now.
here. This choke
Like,
point.
Dork finds Nakiro. That's a really
hold
bad
him.
thing for you. You have a lot of damage in your comp, and now, yeah, they're just gonna take
God.
angle, discard the Mauga, and shoot the Mauga. And
They're just gonna-
Maeda gets forked out.
Quick nano. Yup. There's nanos out.
I mean, you think we get a cage on? You think we get a cage onto Dork here?
There we go.
They
And he
can- there it
dies. Wow.
Too little, too late though.
Yeah.
1, 2.
I mean, Bolakar is out onto Charlie Brown as well, and I mean, yeah.
Does not
I mean,
matter. Wave cleaning up.
4 minutes left, and I mean,
Yeah, it was looking so good, and I think maybe, like I said, High Noon too far ahead of themselves, too, maybe in their own head about their victory on attack too much, and it's come to bite them in the back. And late ults, some poor point touches has got them through the first 2 points, and now on to third point. Maybe a little bit better off this Manga comp with less high grounds and longer sight lines, but still, Aurora walking into the third point with nearly 3 ults up.
And he just hits again. I mean, High Noon, if they just had a better game plan for that first point and just said Cubby like you were saying earlier, I mean, this would have been a whole lot different. But I mean,
Yeah.
they just keep walking into the back line and no one's with him. It's just kind of
I
getting
mean,
over
Jake,
for him.
they'll have Blizzard now, but Jake's just full. Like, Jake, you can't be dying there, Unk. And I mean, Wave does with the Pokemon, but Nakiko doch join the trade. I
true.
mean, downpour
Ja,
down from Door,
unfortunately.
fine, yeah, and I mean, Maeda just tries to
Yeah,
find the
good
trade on Door. I mean, we have to round a touch here. Maeda's really low. They do get nanoed, but Trank out will sort of equalize any sort of damage here from Maeda. Good wall from Jake here to sort of stop any line of sight on Maeda.
That Blizzard going? Where is that Blizzard going, bro?
I mean,
I
Nightingale
was
just
gonna clean up.
sit on the long angle now, and I mean, yeah, Nightingale just gets to farm on the angle. I mean, they will find touch here, but I mean, good wall from Jake to sort of cut off Door, line of height, and I mean, we might stall long enough for Maeda to get back. I mean, Bola cut
they'll
out, yeah,
blast
they
the
get
finishes
a big
off.
ult dump, and yeah, I mean, yeah, you can tell that. I mean, Aurora clearly still slightly rattled from
Yeah.
a bit of the BM before, and I mean, yeah, look, I mean.
Yeah,
high
there's a lot of blood
Challenge.
pressures running very high. This match is definitely a match for the books, and as we press tab here, we see Door's been 32-6. Maybe he has a reason to be upset. They are doing so much on these points, and their team, you know, Wave maybe with this Genji band away from them is struggling a lot more. And although they get the cap through like quicker than AR, maybe they got the win back in their sails.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we're looking at the scoreboard, I mean,
Yeah.
as I said, look at Aurora's game to lose, and currently, I mean, it's certainly showing. I mean, they've sort of been forced to these extra innings now. I mean, if we look, High Noon are attacking first again, and I mean, Dork over onto the Diva, there we go. That's sort of what I was waiting to see from Dork this entire time into the Malga, but I mean,
He's just been playing
Again.
Naga so out of position where it didn't matter he was playing. You know, when he could play anything, I had some high ground. And, I mean, he didn't.
but I mean, like, Aurora know what High Noon want to do now, but High Noon definitely going to try to still do it. But I think if they're not careful, High Noon will get away with it.
yeah, he's got to play. They
A
have to
repeat
play
of
smart
first.
and not dive in.
They did find clearly like an electrical headshot here onto the someone. Have a lot of bot charge so far. I mean, that's really good pick for High Noon there. I mean, look, Cart's already under, and I mean, this is gonna be hard for Dork to contest now. I mean, good Kluger there, Dork into,
Yeah.
and I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I
this is
mean,
exactly what you want to see coming from High Noon. Just keep doing what they were doing on attack, which works so well from them, and you know, they're already under this choke, which puts the defense in good like 2-fight territory when it comes to theirs. But they still got a minute left, and Jace is building this ult quickly. The rare ult's coming through soon.
Yeah, I mean, Dork is out of mech. This is exactly what you want. Maeda's going really low. Just keep Maeda up in the fight, and you can win. You just really need to stay ball and then go back in. Jay, you really need to not walk forward while your Maeda is really low, and Maeda gets to walk back forward now to help. I mean, Jay does get naded, but Guurud and I mean, Wave just going to try and force out Kani for and Maeda's going really low here. Lachte just find Nakiko, and I mean, Meow finds Wave, even in the fight. However, Lachte is going to be able to do more damage than Jake in this fight, you would think. Jake's getting close to the Blizzard though. Just figure out Dork. I mean, Dork can maybe get demeched here. They're going really low. I mean, your Anna's on a really bad, unfavorable angle though. This is really bad. Lachte finds Jake. Jake just get a Blizzard down. I don't know if it finds anyone.
It gets doors,
And
it gets
then
doors.
Find Dork, but they get in the fight. They're
Wow,
gonna be able to
that's
get
a
point.
three-piece.
If someone touches, we can maybe get point. But no, that's a really good Pokemon. I mean, I think. Wait, we don't get a touch. No, that's Look, if I were High Noon, I'm disappointed because we could have capped there. If
Yeah,
Charlie
but it's
Brown
just
maybe
still-
had a if High Noon support just rotated into cover, had better angles, they could have won that. I think 'cause they literally lost that because obviously Charlie Brown wasn't able to get an angle onto neither Jake nor Maeda, and then they don't get the nano and they don't live in the fight. I mean,
Yeah, this Zen pick as well is proving so fruitful for Aurora, because there's nothing that can force the Zen off the high ground. So the Zen just has a perma discord on the Malga. So much pressure is coming through where you just don't get a chance to do these rotations when you're just getting shot at permanently. And you know, even though this point didn't go as far as maybe AR wanted it to, with you know, if Maeda now thinks about what their comp is good at, maybe they can actually do the hold we suggested in the first half, where we play under on the mega. We maybe play on the mega in the side room to start it off, and then rotate to the mega underneath, play in the server room, and actually play for what Malga's good at, not on the high ground where they can't do anything. I like the swap on Diva for doors as well. Provides a lot more value and stops the Malga E getting any value because you just DM it all and they get no healing. So really a good swap here from doors. Really heads up player.
Right, TP, sim TP. Oh,
I mean, yeah, the Grim TP across there, just try and avoid, just to try and get your backline onto high genoeg possible. I mean, good angle here from
Okay.
Baka, I like this, but I
I
mean,
like this.
mijn
I
hele
just got
beginning is a
solo.
lot better ligt time, but I mean, my hele team needs to follow the beginning.
Oh my god.
My hele team is letting them down here, I think. I mean, there we go, that's a good wall there from Jake. I mean,
Yeah.
just drop low there, get Vrogen, can maybe get D
Prison.
back here. There we go.
That's a
Don't
big.
push.
Oh my god.
Why are we
Wow.
pushing? That's
It's fine.
that
Oh my
difficult
God.
damage there.
Back
I mean,
is-
look at where Kart is. This is
God.
really bad. Dork gets mech back, and I mean, this is going to be a really close touch.
I mean,
Yeah, Doors loses their mech and
Jeez.
they still win this fight, and is maybe just AR again getting too ahead
I
of themselves, too confident.
I
What a
cannot
sleep
get
from
called
Charlie
out
Brown.
here.
Charlie Brown's
Getting
in
their
a really
escape.
bad spot here, but I mean, Dork sort of going really deep for Lich. I mean, gewoon turns, like, I mean,
wouldn't say outdoors.
made it to
Yeah.
even run on the backline, maybe. I mean, Dork losing
Dork's
mech again.
mech again.
Dork, you
Yeah,
can't
mech
really lose mech
again.
here. Just need to
Advantage.
stable in the fight now. I mean, there you go.
And they
I mean,
try
should we
tanking
change the
in.
tank? Oh, we're even in the fight. Honeymoon have the advantage now. I mean, still losable though. We have to kill. We have to kill the fire. There we go. Just Nightingale on high now. Nightingale will probably get staggered out. There we go.
Doors
minute
definitely playing with their emotions.
Oh
Doors
yeah.
definitely really wanted that kill and lost it there and lost their back. And even though that fight was so close, maybe if he played a little bit more careful, that fight would have gone in Aurora's favor. But now, they have to get this point through this like alcove, and Maya's just gonna sit on point, and it's gonna be so hard for the Zen to get the angle when they're
Yeah.
playing underneath.
I mean, the Zen
Yeah,
just
I
needs
mean-
to get Trank here, and I think they're set. If you can farm up Trank, I think they have it set in stone.
We do too early. I mean, we're going to be looking for a poke onto Jake here probably. Je gaat even echt out onto Meow. From Meow. No, echt out onto Meijer anti-heat. No, that's the last thing we want. Ah, a good
Two.
poke one times damage onto 2, and I
And
mean,
now Trank, and just like that. Yep.
I mean, high noon. I mean, made Aurora sweat, and I think Aurora definitely couldn't be talking up the chat that they are when they got brought that close in a series like that. And I mean, look, if I'm high noon, I'm not that disappointed with that, but definitely could have been played
Yeah.
better.
I think they definitely can be happy with themselves. Down 2 players with Unk on the ring, and they still make this so close. One fight, one nano a little bit faster to stop the anti killing Maeda may have won that fight there. So
Yeah.
Aurora win, but maybe not as happy as they want to be. Especially with all the question marks in chat, you can tell
Yes.
they were really emotional at the end of that game.
I mean, I suppose we could be giving a player the match to the series. I mean, definitely.
Please, okay.
I mean, I would love to, but I think the right answer is Baka in this series. I think Baka was quite consistently probably Aurora's best player, and I think the Ren pick on that map was definitely will sort of helped Aurora stabilize on that map and maybe not let the emotions get the better of themselves and just
Yeah,
Yeah. Back
I will
clutch.
concede that too. Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
came
think-
clutch at the end.
I think I was talking about the Brig pick being not very good against what AR were doing with the Malga and the May, and maybe they heard me, maybe they were on the stream watching, and they thought, yeah, maybe the Zen, and it went well because the Discord damage on the Malga just proved way too much for AR to be able to handle, and I think honestly was just the main thing that like flipped this point on its head,
Yeah.
and really gave them that win.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at how Lich effects are standing now, Aurora moves to 2-1, up to second now, just behind Daybreak. With 5-4 map record, High Noon 4-1 and 2, 3-4 map record, equalized with Ignite Memories. Jade might be happy that his team is still ahead of someone there. But after one more day, after another day of BPL there, I mean, Daybreak moves to 3-0. We look tomorrow as well. Smoke Wolf with Camp Half Court. Primal Pineapple with Mara Mallow for A League. B League, we have Moth Mania with a Red Bandus. Mothmania looking to go to 3-0. Red Band is looking to get another map on the board, and maybe enter Mothmania into the Chak of Chak, and then Requiem versus Nurture. Nurture looking to get their
Very
first
interesting
Trying to
match.
get the first dub,
first
yeah.
match win on the board, and then Requiem hopefully looking to get 2-1, to move to a 2-1 record, and then Ghanenach versus Boa. Boa trying to get a third match win rather, and Ghanenach trying to get a first match win under their belt.
Wow. Another.
Exciting games tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
honestly, this
exciting.
match was a great match to watch and a great match to cast. There's a lot of emotions, tensions, and even egos on the line. So
Oh yeah.
it's very happy it went this far because it was certainly something to spectate.
Oh yeah. They definitely want to get that rematch back. That's for sure. They definitely want to get that rematch
Yeah,
back.
I mean, as I said, I think Aya High Noon definitely couldn't be too unhappy with themselves. I think. I mean, you're playing with a very weakened lineup in comparison, but I mean, Aurora definitely need to look at themselves and think, how are you making that close?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Wave in Twitch chat saying Nightingale's the one that actually called the Zen pick. So credit to them.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
good
I mean-
pick. So much value. You know, maybe it was Backer that made it work and showed off why it was good, but very good insight from Nightingale, I guess. Being able to.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose before you sign off, irrelevant. Anything you want to say?
No, glad to see some of these matches though. It gives me a little bit more like what to like, especially it's on B League. See these guys work, see what I may be up against in the playoff bracket. But it was definitely, like y'all said, Aurora definitely is kicking themselves with this. Even though they still win, it definitely could have gone way better for them in their hands. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think I just gotta look at
I
certain things.
I mean, anything you want to shout out?
Not really shout out. Not really. No, not here.
Yuki,
I have
yourself, any
something.
final comments, shout outs?
My final comment is Jason Doors are bums. That was proved today. But I would love a shout out, and I think this is a co-shout out with Moon. BPL chat. We'll be live on Moon's channel on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or Tuesdays or Wednesdays, depending on what people's schedule is. So look out for that. Lots of stuff gets said, and we hope to get some guests on this week. So definitely look out for that, guys.
I'll probably be live Tuesday as well. Not doing that. Probably try and get up and rank in Overwatch because I'm right now. I need to get back to Masters. It's been a rough dry week of losses.
Yeah, I mean, Yuki said it for as well, but I mean, there you go. TTV Clash Moon NA4 will be where BPL chat will be hosted. That we
on
will
Mini
probably
Millie.
be talking about this game. This game was a game of all time, and I mean, there will be lengthy discussion about it, I think. But yeah, thank you, knock on wood, for producing.
Yes, thank you, knock on wood.
Thank you, BPL, and hopefully.
Thank you, Jake.
Hopefully we might come on again. This was fun,
Yes,
and
yes.
yeah,
Thank you, everybody.
BPL will be live again tomorrow. Bad Pachamari League, BPL 2, maybe BPL 3. I'm not sure. For a bunch more games, and rounding out week 2 with hopefully some even more great Overwatch. So fight once more. Signing off. I was Moon. We had Yuki and
What's
Irrelevant.
Yuki?
Yes, Wasuki.
And that was certainly some great Overwatch that we got to watch. So thank you
Yes,
everyone for coming
yes.
out, and hopefully we will see you again soon. Take care, guys.
Damn, that's cold.